What up, fam? This is A2D Wednesday nights. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe. We got a lot to talk about tonight. The gadget spinner is gone. Let's go. Let's go. This ain't the fuck like force this game, he stinks.
Oh shit!
It's gone. Welcome in, everybody. This is A2D Wednesday nights, only on A2D Radio every Wednesday night. We are brought to you by BetUS, and BetUS is a leading online sportsbook. They've been in the market for over 25 years. You can bet anywhere in the U.S. on everything. Use promo code A2D, and you get 125% sign-up bonus. Frank Vespi down below, Greg Milwakovic, Ryan Brodo. I'm Tom Arnone. We got some of the people missing. No Chrome, no Noah, no Ralphie. Happy anniversary to the kids. All right, a little 1 year for Ralph Delavecchia.
Oh, the big dog.
And you know, if they liked it, they should put a ring on it. Just
Yep,
some nice advice for you, Ralph.
Yeah,
Not gonna-
a little early.
Not ready
Yep,
for that.
not gonna do that a year in. A lot of predictions tonight. NFL award predictions, so we'll give you a little taste of that. NFC, AFC record predictions. Eagles 2022 season preview is our main topic at hand. Ties into our poll question, brought to you by our good friends over at Manscaped, and you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life, your boys, the people around you. All right, a lot of upgrading using Manscaped products. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Greg, we had a similar style poll question on Agree to Disagree Sunday. This one just ups the ante.
Yeah, it goes one step further, right?
I laughed at Ryan when I was like, "Oh, this is real life." Like, okay, not sure I'm supposed to answer this one, so I'll continue down the road I was on. And our poll question for tonight is: the Eagles are legitimate Super Bowl contenders this season. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live, and everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the follow. Give us a 5-star review. Comment in. It's free to comment, free to subscribe, free to follow, baby. So on Sunday, it was the Eagles will win the NFC, which would then put them in place to be a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Now, remember, in Vegas, and you can take Vegas for what it is, they're currently 6 in terms of the betting side of things to win the NFC. They're 6. So you got to look at that. So we know the AFC's loaded. So really, they're like 12th. Let's just keep it real. And you know why they're 12th, people? Because we don't know about this defensive coordinator who loves the missionary position with his wife, okay? We really think we know about Nick Sirianni, but we're not 100% sure yet. I think Nick did a fantastic job last year. But that's year one. You got this league's about, can you do it again? Can you do it again? Can you do it again? Right, boys? That's what this league's about. And the biggest elephant in the room, and I hate to keep bringing it up because I know the chat's going to go in a direction of Tom's a hater. Tom's a hater. He just doesn't like the guy. Let me start this off by saying I love Jalen Hurts, the kid. I love Jalen Hurts, the leader. I just don't know what he is yet. And if you think that's unfair, you drank so much goddamn Kool-Aid this offseason that you can't see straight. You're literally drunk off of Eagles green Kool-Aid. That's what it would become. For anybody out there, outside of Greg, who's got a ticket, cool, that's going to agree to this, they are not a legitimate Super Bowl contender right now. They're not. 4 weeks in, can they become one? Absolutely, because the roster is good enough to be a legitimate Super Bowl contender. When you look through this roster, I said it on Sunday, offensive defensive lines are loaded. Secondary is extremely good now, even got better with a little the other Sauce Gardner, okay? And addition by subtraction. Like you got rid of a guy like Jalen Reagor, which we'll talk about later throughout the show. But that part of the roster is ready to win. But is the quarterback ready to win? Because when you're talking about legitimate Super Bowl contender, I hate to break the news to the people. You either better have a top 5 defense, a top 5 rushing attack, and an average quarterback. Because if you don't have those things, you stand no chance. Okay? Or you better have a star. And those types of guys, I don't think we have yet. I don't think we have that star quarterback. Okay? I just don't think we do. Doesn't mean we can't win a lot of football games. I got us winning the NFC East, right? But let's win a playoff game, like we talked about on Sunday. Let's start our bar a little, not low. Let's just take baby steps. All right, let's walk before we run here. All right, there's not pressure on Jalen Hurts to be a Super Bowl contender. That's unfair pressure. And if I was a hater, I would put that pressure on him. There is pressure to win the NFC East, and there sure as hell is pressure to win a playoff game. That's where the pressure starts. Contender, they're just not there yet, guys, because of the quarterback. Once we figure out who he is, maybe they are right there. But we don't have Matthew Stafford. Tom Brady's 90, I get it, right? We don't have, the Rams had all the pieces in play to go get Stafford, and he proves to everybody on why he's been an elite quarterback for a long time. I mean, that's all he proved. He was just in a dumpster fire in Detroit. But he proved that, I'm this good. Because it's hard to win, period. Better yet, going somewhere your first year in a new offense and going and win. That's even bigger. We're not as good as the Rams are, unless there's injuries. Are we maybe better than Tampa now compared to last year? Maybe, but I don't know, right? And you look at the other teams. Green Bay, sure, I guess we could beat Green Bay. They have a better quarterback, but they always underachieve. Okay, Dallas, I think we're better than the Cowboys. Right. The Niners, I believe we're better than the Niners. Unless Jimmy G starts, then they have a chance to still be better than us. Right. I mean, who am I missing? I'm sure I'm missing another big boy because I'm just
not necessarily a big boy, but Minnesota. Just because I know they've got
yeah. I mean, I know they're Wilson. They're Wilson's sleeper to get in the dance. Not to get in the Super Bowl, but just be a playoff team. And I agree with him because I think Kirk can flat out spin it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not really missing anybody. So is the NFC
Cowboys, Niners were ahead of us. Packers, Rams. and the Bucks.
And
those are the 5 teams that were ahead of us in your rankings for Vegas wise.
Yeah, and Philly Eagles. I don't think Arizona's better than us. They got to prove that they can finish out a full year. But when you talk about all the teams that are ahead of us, okay. I think we might be better than Green Bay. All right. But when you have a superstar quarterback, they're going to get a little bit more of a nod than you. We're not better than the Rams. We're just not. Okay. Like I said, can we be better than the Niners? Sure. I think that's a team where you can say, hey, I think we can be better than them. Cowboys, again, think we're better than. And Tampa, I just don't know. I don't think we're better as Brady's playing. I won't put us ahead. They just beat us 38-0. Okay. So, but 3-4 hole, I think is fair if you break down the Eagles. That still doesn't make them a legit Super Bowl contender, though, right? That makes them a playoff contender. And that's where we are right now. Wow, Pete. Wow. I love myself some Pete Evans on Birds of a Feather, but that's the Kool-Aid stuff I'm talking about. You can't make this assessment when you don't know what the damn quarterback is. I agree with you guys. The rest of the roster is a Super Bowl ready, legitimate contender. We don't know about. The defensive coordinator, who I know your co-host would literally loves and will lay head to toe with, we don't know if he's any good. That's my little spiel, boys. I don't have us there yet. That can very easily change, and that's not a cop-out. It can very easily change when I see this guy playing real football games. I'm not negative, Pete. I got us winning the NFC East. Sorry, right? I got us winning the NFC East, and I got us winning a playoff game this year. But that's where I'm ending that for right now. That's where I'm ending it. Go prove me wrong. But nobody's proven me wrong because the roster is good enough. If the quarterback is above average, then yes, maybe we are a Super Bowl contender. But we don't have the above average answer yet. And if you say you do, get off of Twitter. Put your phone down, step away from your phone, and punch yourself square in the face because you don't have that answer and you're a liar. So any of these podcasters out there that are telling you he's the guy and they're booking he's the savior, he must be paying their bills.
I so badly wanted to agree to this, Paul. I really, truly did. I didn't want to be the guy. Not that, Tom is by being too negative. I don't think it's a negative thing, really. I just think, and it's funny because just kind of gauging Twitter, which is never a good thing. You know, the way people were talking in comment sections and all that, especially after, you know, the trade, which happened yesterday, there's like, I want to say about like 55% of this fan base that would say agree to the poll, which, again, we're excited. It's one of the better rosters we've had in quite a while. We had a bunch of holes and weaknesses in our roster, and Howie did a good job to, at least on paper, fill them. But I think, to Tom's point, I think a big part of what we're going to say tonight is let's breathe a little bit, right? Like, we're happy. We're excited. We're feeling a lot better about this team now than we were 12 months ago. Maybe even than we were, 24 months ago, right? Like, a lot's happened in the positive realm of things. But to say Super Bowl contender, I disagree to it. And again, that does not mean I don't think this team is good or very good or exciting or all those things. I think this is a very good football team. If you had to put gun to my head right now of like, okay, where will the Eagles rank as far as the NFC? I would probably put them third.
That's where I have them, right? So we're like, me and you are like two peas in a pod, and they could easily be one if the guy can play at a high level. Nathan, real quick, Ryan. I don't know, like, it's hard to read through text, right, and messages on what somebody's really saying. Like, how long you been here for? Because I've been talking Eagles on this platform for 8 years, and I've been talking Eagles a lot longer than that. And Tom was the guy last year who told you they were going to make the playoffs, right? And I'm not crowning myself because plenty of years I said they were going to make it and they didn't, okay? But I believe in this football team. I'm just not ready to talk about Broad Street and cutting nets down.
That escalates quickly. Like, to go from like, hey, this team's good, not you, but like this team was supposed to suck. Like, definition of suck was last year. To now being like, oh, Super Bowl contender. That escalated quickly. Like, that's
and it's not saying it can't. And we know it absolutely could. But Nathan, if he has a great first 2 weeks, what do you think I'm going to say about him? Because this is what I'm talking about with people. Ryan was on with me numerous times and me saying to the people when I was extremely critical of Jalen last year that I'm willing to give him his junior year. How many times did I say that? Numerous times. But just because I love the roster, I'm not going to overreact to a position I don't know enough about yet. And I want everybody to understand this. Why is that not fair for anybody on this platform or any platform to say this? If somebody says, hey, I just don't know enough about him yet, give me some time, but we're definitely a playoff team. What's wrong with that?
Well, I think it's really simple. Again, I'll just speak for me, but I think, at least just based off of what I've heard you say so far, Tom, I think you'll be right there with me. It just ends with this. The reason why I disagree with the poll, and I cannot put them as a Super Bowl contender, I was trying to think all day long about outside of the Eagles. When have I ever said a team, fill in the blank team, was a Super Bowl contender when I didn't know who their quarterback was? Like, when have we said that? Like, and I'm not saying that means he's going to be good. That means he's going to be bad. I don't think he's going to be bad. Like, people will take that and be like, oh, well, Ryan and Tom think that he's going to suck. No, I think he's going to be, like we've talked the last 3 weeks, around anywhere from 12 to 17 best quarterback in the league. If he goes to top 10, then by week 5, then maybe I'm sitting here being like, man, we're 5-0. I might be talking about a Super Bowl. Like, we can say that, right? But we're so in the dark about what he's going to be, how he's going to improve with a much better offense. I just can't get myself to say, hey, I expect this team to be a Super Bowl contender when I don't know who the quarterback is. I just don't. And I still think we're in a great spot. I think it's even a bigger compliment to this team that I have no idea what we're going to see out of this quarterback, and I still have them top 3, top 4 in the NFC.
Because at worst, Ryan, he's going to run around and make a ton of plays. So at worst, as Sweeps phrase, tomato can. At worst, he's not a tomato can, right? He just might not be your great pocket passer, but I need people to riddle me. And this is the question to our people who think they're a legit Super Bowl contender. You tell me the guy who was a run first at the position that's won a Super Bowl. And I'm going to sit here because you're going to have to wait. I'm going to have to wait a long time. Don't tell me Russell Wilson, please, because he didn't run to make plays. He ran to extend plays. Understand the difference here. Mahomes, not a run first kitten. Okay. These guys had legs and they can throw. I want a dual threat quarterback. This is why I thought they'd be a playoff team last year, because I thought he would make enough plays with his legs that we were going to run the ball extremely well and it would set up some big plays offensively. which did happen, right? But let's not forget the 54 yards through 3 quarters. Let's not forget those types of games. And let's be fair, because if we're saying legit Super Bowl contenders, you want to talk about pressure. There's enough pressure on Jalen Hurts to come out here and prove he can be the franchise guy. He don't need Super Bowl contender pressure. He needs the pressure of, you better be a playoff team. You don't have to win a division, but you better be a playoff team, and you better find a way to win one playoff game, because that extends you here, Jalen. Because if not, they're going to look to replace him. And last thing, Gardner's a great addition, okay? Great addition, because it was bleak there. But real quick on him, we didn't get Ed Reed, guys.
Thank you.
My goodness gracious, he's a tough, physical, in-your-face type of player, and I love his moxie, and I love the addition. But can we relax as a fan base? Can we slow down? He's a great upgrade. Great upgrade. It's not a Hall of Famer. We didn't get Ed Reed. Slow down. And the other thing is, for all the social media pages out there, guys, got to get off my chest before I forget. All the social media pages out there that want to post who makes practice squads. Okay? First off, as a fan of the team, I would unfollow those pages immediately. All right? And if I'm following and I'm clicking a like, punch yourself in the dick. Punch yourself square in the dick. Because you shouldn't even talk sports. You shouldn't even talk sports. Like, it's amazing the amount of posts I saw and comments of excitement. Like, our practice squad's loaded. I saw that thing. This is real life. Our practice squad is loaded. Why? What happened?
It's kind of sneaky. It's kind of sneaky, Tom.
It's like our summer league team is loaded.
Yep.
Like, come on, people. This is where I say with Eagles fans, like, we get out of control a little bit. Oh, here we go, guys.
Oh, God. We didn't even talk about Wentz yet. Nobody even brought up Wentz.
I don't care about Carson Wentz. I'm not the guy who paid him $100+ million to be our franchise quarterback. That's the general manager. So don't get in my way when I said, what are we doing on draft night? Why? And don't tell me, because Chelsea, I know way more about Jalen Hurts than you could ever know. You understand? Because I watch Alabama football. I watch Oklahoma football. All right? My goodness gracious. Great leader, great kid. We don't know what he is at the quarterback position yet.
I hear you, Robert. I hear you. No, I just think
Chelsea, he hasn't won any playoff games. He hasn't won any playoff games, Carson Wentz. How many playoff games has Jalen Hurts won? So dismiss me with that, dude. That's not the end-all be-all, okay? Hey, who made playoff games? Carson Wentz is no longer here. So what it sounds like to me, Chelsea, what it sounds like to Tom Arno, is you didn't take the poster down of Carson, right? Carson's like the bad ex that you just can't get away from. You're the one coming in a chat, and the first thing you type is Wentz. That's the name you want to type to me? Come on. Ain't no haters here, because I bleed green more than anybody. And with all due respect to the 3 guys around me, I bleed green more than they do. And I'm just throwing that out there because I've been grounded over bleeding green. Okay? I've almost been locked up in my own house, like locked up abroad in home edition when I was younger. I've been punished because of how I've acted over Eagles losses. So please, I've never hated a guy wearing green. I might crush, but never hated.
Frank, you have anything to say about that? You have any response to that, Frank?
I'm just here so I can disagree to the poll. I think we're up. I think we are up there in the terms of, where we're standing in the league. I do like this team. I'm not going to compare this team to, let's say, the dream team of 2011 or the team that won the big one several years ago that involved a certain red-headed quarterback that we should not say his name out loud. But
I did. I hated him.
But I mean, I think we are going to up there. I think there are some teams that are, that they are going to take a step back. You take a look at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, they have a lot of missing.
Sorry, guys. You guys know my truths. The people out there know my truths. I'm sorry. Sorry, I tried to lie to the people. Go ahead, Frank.
But yeah, Tampa Bay is going to take a step back. They have a lot of missing guys on O-line. That every single piece on that O-line is going to be depleted. But, Tom Terrific's got all those weapons around him, and that defense is still good. So Tampa's still a contender, but, we'll see where that O-line goes down the line, see how that affects Tom Brady. I mean, right now, LA is still the favorite. The Rams, not the Chargers. I think it's still the Rams Super Bowl for them to repeat. But, I think there's going to be some very interesting. I don't know. I got a very interesting prediction coming up with where the Eagles fall, and how this league plays out all year. So
you weren't too far off by just saying LA. I think the Chargers could be really good too. So
Greg, don't make me change my predictions, Greg. You're making me change all my predictions now.
I mean, I'm not going to spoil it, but the AFC West, it's going to be very. I do have a very bold prediction for this one. So
here comes the Raiders.
Yep. There you go. Greg, go ahead. We know you have we know you have 50 tickets on this, so go ahead.
Yeah, I agree just because I have to agree, right? I mean, it's just what I've been spewing the last few weeks, right? If I have them, on Sunday, if I have them winning the NFC, the NFC title, then I have to agree. But that doesn't go without being realistic, as you guys have been through the first 20 minutes of the show, right? There are still concerns on this football team, right? And I'm just banking on those concerns being answered, right? You talk about Jonathan Gannon, right? Regardless of what happens on the offensive side, a way you can become a legitimate Super Bowl contender is by having a top 5 defense, right? We saw that in 2017 when Jim Schwartz had I think he was 7, right? He had a top 7 defense to go along with a really good offense. So that's one way. But again, a huge concern or a huge unknown because we don't know what Jonathan Gannon is, as Tom pointed out, right? And then obviously the other elephant in the room is your quarterback position. I think he's going to take the next step. I think he's going to be above average, but that doesn't mean it's set in stone. It doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about. That's just my gut feeling. But if you have a top 5 defense, all he has to be is average, right? If you don't have a top 5 defense, then we need a bigger step from him. You know what I mean? But I completely agree with you guys. The more logical expectation is, hey, let's win the NFC East, right? Let's get that. Let's win a home playoff game because obviously you win the NFC East, you're going to host somebody. So let's obviously hope to win a home playoff game. I know I have a ticket out there, and that's why I'll just agree just to continue to play that role. But what you guys have said through the first, like I said, 22 minutes has not been outrageously critical of just the reality of what we're looking at right now.
I have 2 quick questions. Go ahead, Tom.
Save because you probably got them in the chamber. I didn't mean it.
No, you're right.
I'm just going to, oh my God, that guy let that ball drop. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Phil's needed one. Greg, to your point
about over yet.
To the point about him taking a step, I believe he's going to take a step. Hence why I have them winning a playoff game.
Sure.
Hence why I have them winning a division in a playoff game. So for the people out there, that's not a hater. That's natural progression. Now, if he leaps and bounds and he shows he's a top 5 to 10 quarterback in football, all right, then that really opens up what we can really do. But I think something fair, and again, it's really running before you walk, is, hey, could this team's ceiling be an NFC title game? Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked. You wouldn't say, Tom, Eagles are going to the NFC title this year. I wouldn't be shocked. But there's also the other side of this. There's a lot of new pieces here in Philadelphia. And that takes a minute, guys.
Yeah.
All right. I believe in the leadership. I believe in the way they've drafted. And I'm really excited to get going. And I believe in this football team. But just because I don't, and Ryan and Frank disagree, just because we're saying, and I'll speak for you guys because I feel like I can on this, just because we're saying that we disagree to the poll doesn't mean we don't have a lot of high hopes for this football team this year. That's not the case. This isn't us coming in and saying, we're not saying 6 wins. We're not saying, their max ceiling's 10 wins. We're not doing that. We're saying 11 wins, 12 wins. We'll get in the predictions in a little bit.
And going back to the Super Bowl year, I don't know what everybody said. The year we won that Super Bowl, I thought, okay, this team can go in the playoffs. I thought, all right, we'll be a 10-6 team, go into the playoffs, maybe get a win here and there. But, how that season went, if something clicks right and that gut feeling is going to change. And I think we are going to contend, but it's going to be that one game during that regular season that's going to be, hey, we could actually make a deep run and possibly lift up that Lombardi.
It's pretty simple. I've been saying, real quick to your point, Frank, with the 2017 team, in a way, and it's funny, I looked at them before that season very similarly that I do to this season. Like, I expect you to win the division. Mm-hmm. I expect you to win anywhere from 10 to 12, 12 games. If it goes as expected. If you're a little bit worse, then 8, 9. If you're a little bit better, aka the quarterback's a little bit better, okay, now we're talking first seed in the NFC, which back in 2017, Carson was unbelievable, and then Nick finished the job, obviously. The defense was better than I expected, and the coach was better than expected. So it's, again, like everybody's saying, oh, well, guys, what happens if he gets off to a hot start? Okay, then they're going to be a couple games ahead of projection. But to me, like, I won't speak for everybody, but I think I've been very clear with how I felt about this team the last 5 weeks, and then just speaking with this quarterback, I think Jalen Hurts is going to play well enough to earn it, the franchise label, right? Not the franchise tag, but like he's our franchise guy. We're going to bring him back and eventually get an extension. I think he's going to play well enough for that, but not well enough to win a damn Super Bowl in year 2. Which again, when you talk about expectations and like, oh, you have to be this caliber of a player, if you really look at it, unless like, fan bases really want to get like crazy, there's only anywhere from like 5 to 8 quarterbacks that go into a season where everyone around football is saying, hey, you and your team have to be contenders. And those quarterbacks are from Mahomes to Rodgers to Brady, kind of in that ilk. Stafford, now that he's, on a team that's actually competitive. Sorry, Don. Like, you have a handful of those guys. Jalen Hurts is nowhere near that. And that's not a shot at him.
And the other side of it, too.
It's not a shot.
And I know it doesn't matter because it's preseason, but when we're sitting here trying to make predictions, we haven't seen it. Like, Tom, you talk about the new additions, right? And things gelling and clicking. And again, we don't necessarily need to see it. But so then all that means then is all of our predictions are truly just wishes of our imagination because we haven't seen anything so far.
It's freaking. It's
it's all projections, and we gave projections over his numbers and all those types of things. And we all had those numbers pretty high. But what Johnny's saying, and fam, you can become an A2D member if you want over on YouTube. We give out picks every weekend, and we're going to be giving away jerseys again. And obviously, we see your comments better. Yep. And he said, I think a big key to this football team is remaining balanced on offense. I wouldn't be shocked if we came out passing 70% of the time. That would be their biggest downfall, John. We talked about this on last Wednesday night show. What's their run pass ratio going to be? Like, I'm not the old school run first guy, but knowing what I have offensive line wise, knowing I have a quarterback who can run, I want to be like 55-45, 53-47 past the run ratio. Like, when you have this kind of line, you better run the football. And I don't want this football team to get away from themselves because the run for them is going to ease the pressure on Jalen Hurts. And with what we have on the outside and inside with a guy like Dallas is you're gonna get big chunk plays that way, right? And we saw those big chunk plays last year, right, start to happen. And last year we were a little late in the drawers when it came to the wide receiver position outside of Devontae. You know what I mean? And now getting AJ. So, like, listen, guys, I think he's going to have a good year. I really do, and I think he's going to shut up people who don't think he can be a franchise quarterback. That I think is going to change a little bit this year. That narrative. Right. What was your other question?
Oh, I was just going to ask Greg if he could rip up the ticket on the air just for good faith, but I know he's not going to do that.
I think somebody said this roster's better than 2017. I agree with you. On paper, it is.
On paper, yes. I want to see it
especially
in person
the defense.
Before I make judgments.
Especially the defense. And the receivers. And the running back. No, not the running backs. But yes, very much so.
So, Umberto asks, Tom, guys, are we sure CJ GJ can be a full-time safety? Well, let's go with the other Sauce Gardner. Listen, you can't make that. You can make the trade because he's an upgrade, right? But you almost can't make that trade and then cut Anthony Harris and then bring him on your practice squad if that guy's not rolling out there week 1 starting a safety for you. Like, I don't know why you make the trade then. Like Avonte Maddox is a really good slot guy. Hey, can we have 4 good slot guys on the field because teams go 4 wide? Sure. Is there things you can do with him? Sure. Can he play in the box? Right? Yeah. But he's also got to play over top too. And his snaps at the safety position have gone down since year 1. But listen, if you can play corner in this league, safety's easier. As long as you're willing to get your beak wet. He seems like a guy who's willing to get his beak wet. I don't watch a million Saints games. I don't know how good of an open field tackler he is because that's what you need at that position. So I know he's got a little ball hawk skill in him, right? He's got a little energy and all those things, which is phenomenal because I love guys with edge. But we just don't know how much of a short tackler he is. And if anybody has those dry jack analytics, I would love to hear it because I'm sure like Pro Football Focus put them out. Like guys miss 1% of his tackles. You know what I mean? Like I would love to know that. I really truly mean that. Like, as much as I'm breaking their balls, I would like to know.
The only thing I can comment on that further, based off of what Tom was saying was, like Tom, I don't study the Saints, especially because I hate the Saints. So like, if I don't have to watch their games, I really don't want to, unless it's on Red Zone or something. But whether it was us playing them or just in games, that I've seen, he was always a presence on the field. He was a pest to the opposing offense, which is a good thing to have that guy on our side. And as far as like the speculation, can he play? Go from slot corner to safety. From everything I've read, again, we have to see if Jonathan Gannon actually puts his players in a position to succeed this year. But from what Jonathan Gannon is supposedly trying to do with safety, the slot corner and safety position he's going to play is extremely similar. So it's really not that much of a change. And I know he played safety, I think, when he was in college at Florida.
Yeah, at Florida, yeah.
So he has some experience, and I know that's not the NFL experience, but
right.
The only thing and it's not even a disagreement with you, Tom. I don't say so much you can't make the trade if he's, doesn't pan out, because at the end of the day, it was, what was it, a 6th, a 5th, and a 6th, something like that?
No, I retracted that. Like as I said it, I was like, well, I mean, you can make the trade because he's better than what you're giving up for sure. But you almost can't. You can't cut guys. Is the point? You can't cut Taroff or Trower, however you say his name, that we have from the Niners. You can't cut Anthony Harris. Not saying those 2 guys can play. Just saying you can't cut these guys unless this guy's going to be your opening day full-time safety, which he's going to do because, like you were just saying, right, your points on stuff you read. Like a guy like Malcolm Jenkins played down the box a lot. So it's not the old school where you have to go 2 over top all day, right? If they believe Epps is a guy who can cover over top and play center field for them, and it opens up that ability. But listen, I don't want anybody to take it the wrong way. You absolutely make this trade. Well, but you just don't. If he's not going to be your starter, you just can't go cutting guys.
You were right. I think you were. I think you were on the right track. I'll just take it a step further, and it's appropriate because of the reason why he was traded in the first place. You can't extend him. Like all of this, hey, I talked to Howie Roseman about my extension. Like for what apparently he's supposedly wanting and he's going to get from the Eagles as far as an extension, you better not sign anything on the dotted line until you see at least a couple of weeks of this guy playing safety. And listen, he might end up being awesome, right? Like I have no idea. Nobody has any freaking clue. Changing systems, changing positions. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, but you never know. I don't want to see any time before, September 12th and that morning of that Monday, any breaking news thing that, SJ, CJ, all the J's got extended for 5 years. No, let's wait a couple weeks. Please. Let's just see it first.
Yeah, right. I think he's going to be very good. Like, I don't have any concerns about him being very good. It's not like this is a great trade. So I was saying earlier, and I think we all agree. It's like people just like we didn't get Ed Reed. We got a really good football player, and and a guy on a 1-year deal on the end of his deal, not on a 1-year deal, but the end of his rookie deal here. That's going to be looking for a couple bucks. So I love those types of moves. You guys know how I feel about those moves because guys want to get paid, and guys are going to give you everything they have because of that reason. But I think he gives you everything he has anyway. And you can't have enough guys on the defense that have a few screws loose and that want to get in people's heads. I think it's a great addition. So I just want to keep being clear about it. Great addition. Just he's got to play safety. We don't need 4 corners. Like we do if somebody gets hurt. But at least it brings you versatility that, God forbid, let's say God forbid Bradbury goes down and Avante has to slide out. Well, guess what? Now Gardner can slide into some more of a slot side. Maybe Anthony Harris gets called off from the practice squad, right? So you have some moving pieces, which I think is really important. But listen, it's another home run by Howie. I mean, Howie's had 2 off seasons now where he's hit home runs. I mean, he absolutely has. Okay. Can he continue it?
You tally up the picks and the moves he's made the last 10 days. It's not a reach by this is what happened. He traded Jalen Reagor for Gardner Johnson. With the picks that moved and shook, he traded Jalen Reagor for Gardner Johnson, which is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's a great deal. If we all signed up, we would all sign up for that one. I think our pass rush is going to be better, John. This is how good we think our pass rush is going to be. I mean, I think they had 28 sacks or 26 sacks last year, or something really low in the 20s. Not good enough,
I believe, if I recall.
29. I mean, Hassan Reddick, the addition of a guy like Jordan Davis, more speed at your linebacker position, better cover guys. I would have to guess that this defense tallies up a lot of sacks, getting Brandon Graham back. But Nathan, Nathan says, I'm not saying top 5 defense until they stop allowing Dallas, but 40 up on us. I hear you on that, brother. I think they're in the top 10 right now, but they have a lot to prove too on the football field.
Frank, can you find what they were ranked totally last year? Weren't they like 16th or something?
I believe they were. I believe they were in the middle of the pack. Yeah, I think 16 was accurate enough.
I want to say offense was
what
14.
Total rank?
Yes. Yeah. I think defense was 16, and I want to say offense was like 14. It was right in the middle. So
it was
because I'm trying to think how much of a jump would it be if they, to get in the top 10. It's not like we're saying they have to go from 26 to 10, right? They only have to jump 5-6 spots.
Let me find it. It doesn't.
Ted said, not sure if you guys covered it yet. But Howie's finally getting rid of bad picks. Davion Taylor, JJ, maybe Dillard. Yeah, maybe Dillard next. I agree with you, Ted. I mean, Davion, that was a bad pick on draft.
Right. How's that Davion Taylor take going?
Listen, it's a small bump in the road, all right? He's got to have a reset, okay? That's bad. I mean,
so breakout player of the year maybe for the XFL. That's bad. Damn. When I saw that, I'm like, oh, Howie listened to that show.
Jake, you want to go ahead and post this one? I don't want to write. I don't feel like writing this one out.
That show's gonna suddenly disappear in the next couple hours. Oh, where'd that show go? I don't know. YouTube deleted it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably amongst all the miserable shows that we had in the past. Ones that the ones that I can't name out loud.
Leaving the screen.
Ted says, not sure, but the Dillard thing is the only one I don't agree with, Ted. You can't have enough tackles in this league. Yeah. You can't have enough serviceable tackles. I don't think Dillard was necessarily a bad pick. I just don't think he's a franchise bookend left tackle. I think he can be a good left tackle, right? And even good left tackles are hard to find. They're not easy to find. He's just not Jordan Mailata, right? So that's the difference. But, man, if Mailata goes down, God forbid, and you have Dillard in place, we're still going into Sundays and feeling good about ourselves. If you don't have Dillard here and Jake freaking Driscoll has to play, watch out. And for the people out there that think if Lane plays 17 games, I'll Venmo everybody listening 25 hours. Everybody listen, 25-hour Venmos if Lane plays 17 games, because I love Lane, but he's not going to. Right, he's probably going to miss a game or two. High ankle sprain is waiting to happen. All right, it happens every year. So now this gives you flexibility, man. Now, if you feel like Driscoll's a better right tackle than Dillard, then go ahead. If you want to move Mailata to the right and put Dillard at left tackle, go ahead. You have options. Listen, there's positions that I'm willing to toss guys away, right? There's also positions that I'm not willing to do that at, and that's offensive line and that's defensive line. Other positions can come and go, but I need to be deep in these spots if we're talking about being the type of playoff team we're talking about being, which is winning division and winning a playoff game. You better be deep there and have guys who can play. And I think right now, if we lost our entire starting offensive line, our legitimate backup offensive line would still be serviceable. That's how good it is. That's how freaking good it is. It's freaking amazing what Howie Roseman has done. And I give him credit when it's due. what he's done on both fronts of this football team, man, did he learn a lesson? And you know what else I love, Rye, Frank, and Greg? I love when you admit that you make mistakes, because I'll be the first guy to come on air and say, hey, I was wrong about something. I don't care. I mean, it's a sports stakes. We're all going to be wrong, no matter how smart we are, right? It's the nature of the business, right? Like I told Chucks earlier, like, okay, dude, it's not the end of the world because you love Reagor. Like, you think I haven't loved guys who aren't good? Like, welcome to the draft. You know what I mean? Welcome to talking sports.
Now, when it came to that Reagor
part
pick,
of it.
When it came to that Reagor pick in 2020, I could understand why that pick was made. But when Justin Jefferson was right there, you had to take Justin Jefferson over Reagor. Hands down.
Classic overthinking.
I think Jalen Reagor's going to play well there.
Yeah.
All pressure's off now. All pressure's off
pressure's
now.
off. Yeah, pressure's off. And, we'll see how he does. I think he desperately needed that change of scenery,
Tom, to your point with the Dillard, I mean, you guys know I love a good trade, right? I don't want to move Andre Dillard. Like, unless you're giving me like 2 firsts or something ridiculous, sure. But for all those people out there the last 48 hours that were really criticizing the Eagles for not cutting him, which I think is, if anyone thought they were going to cut Andre Dillard, I just don't. I feel like you should just take the season off, to be honest with you, because they were never going to do that.
No.
2, people criticizing them for not moving him. It's like, I understand. Listen, Dallas, they have a need for it, but that's also why they're either going to sign the guy from the Jets or 50-year-old Jason Peters, which God bless, have fun. False start, number 72. But I'm not in a rush to trade him at all unless I'm getting a crazy deal. And then what would happen? Say, for example, you traded Dillard for a third just to do it, right? Oh, we got to rip off the Band-Aid. And then 4 weeks from now or a month from now, another left tackle goes down. Well, the premium price for a left tackle as it continues to go closer to the deadline is going to be more expensive. Hang on to him for 2 reasons. 1, if a team needs him, they're going to pay way more than they will right now. And 2, if you need him, he's way better than – listen, I like Jack Driscoll, but you know more about Dillard. And for everyone saying, oh, when you put Andre Dillard on the field, he sucked. Was he awesome? No. But all that bad tape that everybody talks about, they forget it was on the right side of the field. Mm-hmm. It was when he was replacing Lane Johnson.
Yep.
He was never really given a fair shake at left tackle, except for that one game against the Chicago Bears, which he completely stuffed Khalil Mack. We were raving about him. Oh my God, he stopped Khalil Mack. Oh my God.
Now, I think he had this unnecessary early criticism on him, right? And this is what happens on Eagles Twitter. Okay, this is the kind of shit that goes on because supposedly he got upset in the locker room, and then he became considered a crybaby. He got considered soft. He started getting labeled. Okay, and to be fair, let's not, dude. A guy came in that's a massive human being and can move like Moana, and he's just that much better than you. And he just said, "Hey, I'm your left tackle of the future." Great. That doesn't mean the other guy can't play. And to your point, if somebody starts waving first-round picks in my face, sure, right? Then we'll have a conversation, right? Somebody waves Kareem Hunt in my face, sure, we'll have a conversation. There's ways to have a conversation. But unless it's a first-round pick or a Kareem Hunt type player, I'm out on it, dude. I'll hold on.
Or a substantial upgrade somewhere.
Yeah, if Moana's healthy all year and Lane's healthy all year and we get close to the deadline and you're getting a lot of phone calls, sure, if you feel really good about what you have. But, man, I think people need to stop wanting to trade backups that might have to play for you. And that's where, if you do those things, we might not be as good as we think we are. Like I said, right now, we can lose some pieces on our offensive line and still go into Sunday saying, you know what? We can still run the ball. We can still protect. We'll be all right, right? You don't have a Dillard or, Cam Jurgens, right? Say you don't have those types of guys back there, right? Then you say to yourself, okay, who's starting? We did that with Carson's last year, remember? We were starting all kinds of guys that we never heard of. So I would rather not get into that game. And guess what? Maybe we're healthy all year, right, boys? Maybe it's a non-issue. But that's hard to say in football when the injury rate's 100%.
And especially, again, when you add an extra game, too. We're playing 17 games. You don't think someone's going to miss a game or two?
Even our quarterback, right?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
The worst
Gardner
thing,
had to play against the Jets last year, and it wasn't because Jalen was bad. It was just he was hurt.
yeah, he needed a week or two. The worst thing that can happen with this Dillard thing, right? For all these people, oh, you got to get top value, top value. The worst thing that can happen in their eyes is the offensive line stays fully healthy, you never play him, and he walks away for free in 2023. Okay, if that's the worst thing that can happen with the Andre Dillard saga, where it goes to waste, which equals our offensive line being healthy, I'll take it. I'll bite the bullet if that's the worst we can do. And that's a really good problem to have.
Yeah, and you're right with all that, but Howie's proven he's smart enough to not let that happen.
Yep.
Yes.
Binks, right?
Binks. Yeah.
Thank you,
Did
Banks.
I get it? Felt good. Thanks, Binks.
Binks
Good
that
to
rhymes with links.
Good to have you here too, brother. Listen, I mean, if you guys haven't yet, you know what to do. Who's more important, Joseph says, to who's more important to you, a backup QB or a starting running back? Would you value Minshew over Hunt? Just an example. No, I always value a starter over somebody who's not starting.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, Joseph, are you basically asking us, would we trade Gardner Minshew for Kareem Hunt? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Yes, and the awesome mustache and all the cool things.
And his van that he lives in, trade it all.
Down by the river and the jort and everything that comes with him. And I like Gardner. And I think he's going to have to play a couple games this year. And I think he still gives you a chance to win. But again, man, I don't believe in Miles Sanders worth a little bit. And I think Kenny can be good. I think we know what Boston is.
But I think even if you do buy into Miles Sanders, right? Even if you do buy into Miles Sanders, how can you not look at an upgrade like Kareem Hunt and be in on that? You know what I mean?
Miles Sanders' family would tell you Kareem Hunt's better than him. I mean,
No, absolutely.
His own family would sit down and say, hey, we have to have an intervention here, brother. You think you're better than Kareem Hunt? You think you're better?
They both have to get paid at the end of the year. Miles Sanders, unlike Kareem Hunt, can never stay healthy. Kareem Hunt actually puts his foot in the turf. He actually is able to catch passes. All those things. And I'm rooting for Miles. Again, this is not a hater versus Miles thing. But I don't understand, aside from maybe Howie just trying to get a running back for cheap. I'm going to Cleveland tomorrow. And I'm saying I will give you Miles Sanders and a pick for Kareem Hunt right now. No questions asked. Let's do it. Because I understand.
Sorry, guys.
No, now you're good. You're good now.
Oh yeah, I unplugged it. I unplugged it twice, and the one time it just automatically stayed connected, and the second time it went to the guys with no the guys with no mics. You know what I mean? We went an internal mic. So sorry, Joe. That's my boy Joe, Master Life by Design. You're looking to help out with a little life coach. Joey's the best in the business. Go follow his page.
I just and the Browns, I understand. Oh, they would have to. Well, Ryan, you're also sending them a rental. Yeah, but unless Miles goes nuts, he's going to command way less.
Who's the rental? Money. Us sending Miles to Cleveland?
Yeah, like it's basically a rental and Kareem Hunt coming here, who's going to want an extension. Which, if you make that trade, you're going to have to do. Which I would do, right? And I'm usually not for extending running backs because I think you could find a bunch either in free agency or draft. And then you would be sending a pick, whether that's a fourth or fifth, whatever, mid-round pick, and Miles Sanders, who's also a rental to Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, I think they would probably rather have a QB, right? I mean, I'm guessing for a little bit of time. San, it's not a skill thing with Miles Sanders; it's availability, and it's a little vagina talk, right? It's a little ain't nothing between the legs. You know what I mean? And that's what it comes down to. Extremely talented. I mean, anybody says he's not talented, I think is clueless. But he needs to worry about this. Is the prop. We talked about it on Sunday, Greg. Right? This is my crumb.
Yeah.
Stay out of A2D. All right. Worry about what you can do. Control you. The second you start talking back to us, told me you lost, you stink, and you can't play here. That's what that tells me. That's what it tells me.
And focused on videos and criticism, which really weren't that critical. Like, it's not like you were like in the videos where he responded to, it's not like, oh, Miles Sanders will never be any good. Like, nobody was saying anything malicious. It was like, hey, this is going to be a big year for Miles Sanders with staying healthy and showing that he is deserving of a contract. That's basically all was said. And his retort to that is, oh, forget y'all. Y'all never played football.
Which I did. So, and I wasn't on the show, by the way. I wasn't personally on that show. We weren't. We weren't. That was Birds of a Feather.
It was all Miles Sanders guys.
Dude,
it was all guys.
The one guy's wearing a shirt. I mean, the one guy literally wearing his jersey on air. I mean, if Miles, Chuck thought about, instead of Westbrook, going Miles with Gray. You know what I mean? Like, he contemplated because that's his boy. And I'm not crushing Chucks. I'm just making the point. Like, you got guys on there that probably like you more than we do. And that's fine. I know why they do like him, right? But like, you get guys just calling it how it is. I mean, that's what I don't understand. Like, nobody said anything wrong. Everybody just said, "Hey, this is how it is." And if you watch that show, you should automatically punch yourself in the face, Miles, because one guy on the show played Division I football. So to say that nobody played football, shut your mouth, because Nate did. Okay, and just looking at Pete, probably played some snaps in high school. Just a guess, just a stab at it. Okay, I'm not on the show. But play some football, all right? Chucks, all right, love some flag football. I mean, Pete Young probably can't catch it, probably can't catch a Nerf ball, but loves the sport. You know what I mean?
Pete's just Pete.
And
team manager.
Jake's more like a guy who's going to look good in shorts and a tee, and you put the gear on him, and he gets exposed. You know what I mean? But no,
but you had like Thanksgiving games. Yeah, we have tape.
You have five guys on a show telling you, "Hey, we all feel the same way." Well, doesn't that tell you something, you loser? You loser. I'm glad you unfollowed us. I'm so sick of it. Go follow 4th and John and let him jerk you off all the time and post practice squad. Who made the practice squad?
Binks, we talked about it at the Open. He says, "Be honest, guys, y'all think we got a shot at the title?" Greg does, well, because he has 7 tickets on it. The other 3 of us, we just want to let it breathe.
Do we
and
have
you'll see that with our predictions in a couple.
Do we have a shot? Yes.
Yeah.
There's always
we have a shot.
Do we have a shot? Yes, we have a shot. Is that unfair expectations? That's where you got to draw the line, people. That's where you got to draw a line. Listen, if you're just joining us, make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe. This is A2D Wednesday nights, only on A2D Radio. Our next segment, we're going to talk about Jalen Reagor for a second. Okay, I just want you guys' thoughts on finally cutting ties. Do you think he has any success in Minnesota? And isn't it funny that we traded, a guy like JJ to Seattle, where DK is? We could have drafted him, and then we traded Jalen to Minnesota, where we could have drafted Jefferson. I saw a meme saying, Howie sent those guys to keep an eye out on those players, and I thought it was funny. But our next segment as a whole, and then we'll get into some predictions too, is brought to you by FanUp. And FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports. Daily NFL contests coming up. Win great prizes. Sign up today, people. Use promo code A2D. You get a free $50 over at FanUp. It's a different way for fantasy sports. It's more interactive. Okay, I think you guys are going to love it. And you can download FanUp right on the Apple Store. I've never steered you in the wrong direction. I ain't going to start now. And you get $50. Come on, peeps. Come on, Miles. Lower your shoulder one time. All right, so I talked about Jalen, so I sort of got it off my chest that I think he might have a little bit of success there just because of what's around him, which is a lot, and a change of scenery, and a really good spinner of the football in Kirk Cousins. But the time when you admit to making a mistake makes me happy, okay? And that's where we're at right now. We're at a GM that finally could say, hey, you know what? I messed up on Davion Taylor. I messed up on Reagor. And you know what? We're going to cut the bait now, and we're going to move on and get whatever we can get back and cut our losses. I think that's the first sign of a guy growing as a general manager. I just do. And I say growing. He's been doing it a long time, but he's had his ebbs and flows where he's gone this way and had to rise back up, right? And he's done it now. And this is the second time of him doing this where, hey, we had a little failure, bad picks, right, boys, for a couple years. And then he started, okay, hold on. Let me go back to the SEC. Let me go to the big boy. Let me go to real Power 5 schools. And here we are, which we think is a really good competitive roster, just not legit Super Bowl contender.
My my opinion of him really doesn't change aside from like personally, like I don't think he was ever going to be successful here because of the Jefferson, the stuff against him as far as him clapping back at the media, the fans, all that stuff. And a lot of that was his fault. Like we were getting some people in our comments, and I understand what they were saying. Like, oh, guys, don't hate on him. He didn't pick, he didn't pick himself where he was. No, but the problem is that's not the point. We were never blaming him for that. That was always a screw Howie Roseman, what the hell are you doing type thing. It was how he never really handled any of the pressure when really, I mean, we can go back to that week 1 where it looked like this team was going to win the Super Bowl when Carson threw the 45-yard pass down the middle and Jalen Reagor makes it. There's not an Eagles fan in America that's like, oh my God, it's going to happen. And then ever since then, it's been anything but that. The guy to me, whether he's on the Vikings, the Eagles, or whatever other team he lands on, he's a career 4th or 5th wide receiver that's always going to be on the roster bubble that can't play special teams. He's always going to have that going up against him. And like I laugh, like there was somebody, like one of these Vikings beat reporters, right, that made a post on Twitter after that trade this morning. And they said, oh, this Reagor trade to Minnesota proves that at least we have a solidified special teamer now or something like that. Like Vikings fans don't have to hold their breath on punt return. And I looked at that. I'm like, well, you haven't watched Jalen Reagor, have you? You haven't watched him at all. The guy is afraid of contact. And also, I could just bring up what he did the last time we saw him on a football field, at least when it mattered, and that was in the playoff game against the Bucs. Muff City. Just muffed it. Drop. Listen, I wish him luck because I have nothing against him personally. I just think he's just a guy. He's a guy who was picked 3 rounds ahead because he was on a small school that flashed and a GM reached on him way higher than he should have because he thought he was going to be Tyreek Hill. Good luck. I don't really think we're going to have to worry about it. Like,
yeah, and I agree with everything he said. And the only thing that I don't agree with, I'm not saying you said this, but the people out there are like, well, it's not his fault where he was drafted. Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, it is. You're the one getting paid to be a first round pick. You're the one who has to live up to expectations. That's part of sports. That's part of life. So you didn't get better. You didn't do your job, and you couldn't handle it. So it's our job to say, hey, you're not good enough. And from day one, this guy, all he wanted to do was throw shade back at the fans. Well, guess what? Enjoy getting scolded.
Yeah, good, Frank.
I mean, I was going to let you go, but
hey, I mean, I was originally critical of Howie. When he didn't trade him yesterday, and because he's not one of the 53 best players that should have been on this roster, right? And I was critical of Howie just to hold on to him, and even like a guy like Davion to continue to hold on and risk, potentially losing a guy to waivers and stuff like that. That whatever. However, when you come back and you make the move, then again, gonna come back and say, hey, good job. Right, good job. I was critical of him yesterday because Jalen, to me, cutting the bait would have just been like, all right, let's cut him.
Yeah.
Right. You're cutting him because he's not one of the best 53 guys on this roster. But then when the trade comes out and it comes out as early as it does today, and so you're kind of like, all right, it kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? It was funny when we made the post, I actually had to back the guy I was golfing with off the tee box to go because it was such a great moment today. It was like, holy shit, we finally did it. He's gone. I had to back him up off the tee box.
It's good etiquette by you. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely. But yes, like I said, I mean, I was critical of Howie yesterday because he shouldn't have made the roster, but I understand the game that you play.
He has to make the roster though, because it's like a $7 million cap hit. So they are tied. They are tied to him unless
was it
they
that
trade.
much?
Yeah, it's like 5 or 7. There was something up there.
I think it was 7.
That's bad on me.
No, you're okay. So it just shows you that like, hey, I can't cut this guy, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't take this hit. So are you willing to give me a bag of balls? And that's sort of what a 6th-round pick is, right?
Absolutely.
So but the credit goes to admitting to it. The credit goes because I disagree with you to a point, Greg. I think he's probably one of the best 53. I mean, that's a lot of football players. Now, but I don't think he's better than Zach Pascal. All right. No. I don't think he's better than him. Zach's proved in his career that he's probably right now better than him. That's not saying a lot.
Sure.
He's just better than him. So I don't think he's one of our top 4. Could you make a case if we had 5, him being the 5th? Okay, sure. But I don't need to see losers anymore. I don't need to see woe is me guys. I want to get rid of every woe is me guy that puts on an Eagles jersey. I want guys that want to fight and want to fight for this city and want to fight for the guy next to him. And that's what Howie Roseman has started drafting. That's what Howie Roseman's traded for, right? So Howie Roseman's done the job of saying, you know what? The JJs, the softies, right? I'm getting away from those types of guys. And credit to him, he has. Now it's up to the coaching staff, which he hired, and the players to go play.
And they're not sexy picks, but you know what he went back to is he went back to the Andy Reid building from the lines, right? I mean, you look at you went Devontae first 2 years ago, but then you backed that up with Landon Dickerson, right? You know what I mean? You went for that sexy pick, and it turned out, and because he's going to be really good, so that obviously that hits. But then you back that up with Landon, right? So then you're almost like guaranteed to win a draft. And then kind of this year, you go Jordan Davis, and you come back with Juergens, and then you get a steal with Dean down the right. Like so, he's back building the team through the trenches, but they're just not sexy picks.
No, Milton Williams got crushed. That pick got crushed. Tom Donahue wanted no parts of a fist pumping. Well, Milton Williams can play.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, Greg, you're spot on that he said, you know what? I got to take a step away for a second, not drafting, just step away, and I got to reevaluate what winning teams and winning organizations do. All right, and that's what he's done. He said, hey, we went up front in this league, right? And the best thing is what he did is when he saw Nakobe was dropping, he trades out of the first round. He gets another one for next year. And then, like you said, Cam Juergens is a quiet pick in this draft because of Nakobe in the third. It sort of people sort of forgot about it. Cam Juergens can flat out play. So, I mean, he got 3 guys that are the future. And over the last 2 years, we talked about it. He's went to teams that have won. So when he didn't draft Jefferson, who was a winner, and he went the other way, you start to see what happens. Like Devontae, Landon, Nakobe, Jordan, they're all winners. So 4 players in your starting lineup every Sunday are guys that just won national championships. So, to me, that's not the end all be all, right, guys? Because you can draft guys who stink that do the same thing. But the majority of the time, if you draft winners, they have that little extra in them. Jeremiah, appreciate the super chat, brother. We love you for it. He said, today is a good day. Ice Cube, best move this whole offseason, and ain't even close. This was the crescendo.
Crescendo.
The swan song, grand finale. Jeremiah, great super chat, brother. We would have read that one no matter what. We freaking appreciate it.
I love the use of the word crescendo. The band nerd in me enjoyed the music turban there.
Greg, to your point, really quick, it's with those draft picks. He went from 2020 where you could label. I was
just looking at that.
I have it. I literally have it up on Pro Football Reference.
So I'm glad you went there because I was going to wait for the spot to read the 2020 draft and look at how potentially, because there's only one guy that can save this right now.
Well, right now,
draft.
Yeah, and it's the quarterback.
And it's the quarterback you took in the second round.
The only other one that looks any decent is the 6th round pick, and that's Quez Watkins.
And Driscoll's a serviceable guy.
Yeah, Driscoll's a rotational.
Yeah, he's not going to be a starter.
No.
And you got Reagor, and you got Taylor, Kayvon Wallace, and then you got a rotational offensive lineman.
Listen, you're going to miss, right? The good ones make up for their mistakes. Mm-hmm. The good ones take a step back, reevaluate, and figure it out. And that's what he's done. I don't want to give him too much credit because he's failed at times, but the nature of the business is failing, right? Can you go back to your roots? Can you do what wins football games? He's done it. And like you just said, it's up to the quarterback now, baby. I mean, I can't say time's yours more than I've said it throughout this offseason. And I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts. I want to believe in the kid. And we'll see where he comes out in our predictions that are coming up right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say really quick. That draft, we could label that at the moment when we were reacting to it live, and back then where none of those picks made sense. None of them made sense. Taking Reagor over Jefferson made no sense. It didn't then, it doesn't now. Taking Jalen Hurts, again, that can change if he plays well, but taking him there over guys, the defensive guys, the running backs, I think Dobbins was there, for example, a wide receiver was there. Taking him over those guys, and also after paying a quarterback doesn't make sense. Taking Davion Taylor in the third when he was projected like fifth doesn't make any sense. Taking John Hightower in the fourth when he was projected like seventh doesn't make any sense. So it's like, oh my God, you switch that to, Devontae Smith, Heisman, Alabama, winner. That makes sense. Taking Lyman when that's always been a strength and that's always been an appointment. That makes sense. It's a complete 180, and it's the adaptation of, hey, Howie Roseman is able to learn. Jeffrey Lurie is able to learn, which we did not know the answer to that this time last season.
No question about it. Guys, if you haven't already, we got a ton of people over on YouTube side of things. Hit the like and subscribe for us. Stay around. Turn your alerts on. The best Eagles coverage in the area is right here on A2D Radio. Our next segment is going to be brought to you by Gleason's Bar, located 6700 Mill Creek Avenue in Levittown, PA. Use promo code A2D for 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or online. Gleason's Bar and Steaks.com is where you can find them.
Delicious.
The Trenton, get up there for trivia night.
Ooh.
And make sure you enter the right door.
Ralph.
and win trivia nights.
NFC, AFC record prediction. So what conference do we want to start in, boys?
Do we want to keep suspense for the NFC and our predictions for the Eagles until the end?
Let's save the East for the last. Yes.
Okay.
Let's start in the AFC East then.
All right. Here we go.
I got the Buffalo Bills winning that division. I got some concerns. Tre'Davious White's a big name that you got to keep an eye out for. When's he going to be back? I think he's back. I think he's going to be back midway through the year, from some things I've read in Buffalo. But I don't know what he's going to be like. It was an ACL, so it wasn't an Achilles, at least for him. But he's arguably the best corner, if not a top 3 corner in football when he's healthy. Josh Allen continues to take steps in the right direction. And I'm going to bet on that. So I got the Bills win that division with 12 wins.
I'll follow suit with that. I also have the Bills winning that division with 12 wins.
Oh, good to have you.
Yeah. Good to be here.
Greg, you want to not do that?
Yeah, please. If you want to go the opposite route, please.
I got 11 wins.
Winning it with 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
Frank?
Frank?
They're definitely the top dogs.
Agreed.
Frank?
Before I give my AFC East winner, I'm going to miss seeing this pop around, whenever we talk about Jalen Reagor. I mean, we're never going to live
Chucks,
that
I didn't do it, Chucks. That wasn't me this time, Chucks. That wasn't me.
But for me, I actually got I too also have the Buffalo Bills taking the division. I did have I was playing around too much with playoff predictors, and it got me all in a mind warp with an exact win total. But I do
just say 12, Frank.
I did have the Bills at multiple points going with 12 wins.
Okay. I don't know if I have them as a playoff team, the next team up here, just because I got to see how it all shakes out. I didn't go writing this down, so I just got to see where it shakes out. I got Miami.
Oh no.
I want to say Miami wins 11 games.
Ooh.
I think they're very good. I do. I like their head coach a lot. I mean, I don't like anything off the Shanahan tree, but I do like him. It's an offensive guy. I think that's best. They got a ton of offense there, ton of weapons to use, and their defense is really good. So, I got Miami winning 11. The next team up, I think, takes a little bit of a drop this year, and I still think they're good, but I might have 3 teams in that division with double-digit wins.
It's funny. I oohed that, not because I think it's too high, but I thought I was going to be the highest on the Dolphins. I have the Dolphins winning 10 games and getting a wild card spot.
See, I don't know if 11 gets him in, right? I got him like you, right? 10, 11. I just don't know what gets him in with the rest of the field. But if they're not good, it's the same thing here like we're going through in Philadelphia. Like your quarterback's just not good enough then, right? So it really times yours to it. I mean, he's got two guys that can catch 100 passes on his team. So if there's no injuries involved, they're extremely talented football team. So we'll see.
For me, I have Miami at 2. I have them in the range of 9 to 11 wins this season, leaning more towards the 9 range. I'm not a huge fan of Tua whatsoever. It is times yours, Tua. I mean, yeah, the Dolphins are going to be sneaky good. I think they will cause some fits at some point throughout the season. But I think Miami, they could possibly sneak in as a wild card, but right now, not this year.
All right, Greg.
Yeah, Miami. I got them at 9 wins. I think it's their first 4 games are
You have them
very,
second?
very tough.
You have him second with 9?
Yes, I'm going to have them second with 9.
Okay.
Their first 4 games, you're home against New England, you're at Baltimore, home against Buffalo, at Cincinnati. You know what I mean? So those
Cincinnati, you can book that win.
But those first 4 are really tough games, and I think obviously it depends on how you come out of that first 4, because then their schedule gets a little bit easier. But it in my mind, it's going to stop me from putting them in double digits. Although it wouldn't shock me at all because of the weapons that they have if they end up with 11 wins, right? You know what I mean? If they go 3-1 in that stretch, then you're absolutely right. They're 11 wins.
No, fair. I mean, you got to look at the schedule. I hate looking at it. Closer to this time, it's okay to look at like the groupings as like 4 games at a time. So I agree with you. That's a tough stretch. We're gonna find out who they are. Third is the Patriots. I don't know what to think of the Patriots. I know what Bill does, and Bill finds ways to win football games. I think, like Ted said, no Josh McDaniels, I think, hurts them a little bit. It did the last time he left, and I think it's going to do it again to him. I do like Mac Jones. I really do. I think he's a very good quarterback, another winner type guy. I don't think he has the skill position players around him for them to be a playoff team yet. Okay, so I'm going to have them around the 9 win mark, maybe 8. So I was going to get cute and maybe put them at 10. I just don't know how they get there offensively. So right now, I got New England winning 8 games.
Just to be a little bit different from you, Tom, because I completely agree with all that. I'll just deduct them by 1. I'll say they have 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, if last week was any indicator, I had Mac Jones, like 26th best quarterback in the league. I'm not a Mac Jones guy.
Yeah, I think that's unfair. Just to give you the other side of it, I think it's unfair. I think in a year 1, what he did with less, I think he deserves to be higher than that. But it's okay. You don't have, we don't have to believe in the same guys. I'm not saying he's the next Tom Brady either. I just think he's very good, and you can't judge him because he has literally nothing offensively around him. Like
That's
as you were going through it, I looked up their wide receivers because I was wondering who they were. Yeah. Devontae Parker, Jacoby Myers, Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar. Greg, that's
Greg,
who they are.
I think you and I are pulling up the same search history, which is never a good thing that I'm sharing your.
You don't want to.
No, that's not a good thing.
Don't have the FBI come to your house, right?
Just don't go on my phone. We're good.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a clean software update as soon as the show is over.
Yeah, man, you might as well just throw that computer in the lake somewhere.
Yeah, it lasted 3 months, so I'll just go back to the old one. It's fine. It's not corrupt.
No, I mean, actually, Devontae Parker is a good name. He's a good wide receiver. Nelly's solid. The other 2 guys, I don't know if they know what they are.
Yeah.
I don't know what their running back room looks like. I think it's okay.
I'll tell you, and this might sound foolish.
Damian Harris, right? Damian Harris is there.
And Ramondre Stevenson.
Their season, at least on offense, a big part of it is Ramondre Stevenson because they love him up there and they're really going to give him the keys. If Ramondre Stevenson is like an Aaron Jones, okay, because that takes pressure off of Mac Jones and the lack thereof weapons on the outside. But if Ramondre Stevenson is just good, not crazy good, 7-8 wins, something like that. And also they got to play the Dolphins twice, who they've always struggled against with Brady in the building, and they don't have that. And the Bills, who I know the Patriots have always had a leg up on the Bills, but the Bills are a really good team.
And the Jets.
The Jets are improving.
Yeah, the Jets are.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, the Jets defense is better. I mean, Quan Alexander is a great addition. Sauce Gardner is a great addition. So, and they have a defensive minded head coach. What is Zach Wilson? We'll find out. But I think they're like
dog in them.
I think they're around the 6-win mark. And people might think that's a little high, but I think the Jets take a step. They got a lot of talent, a lot of explosive playmakers on offense. They're in year 2. When does Wilson come back? How good can he be? I mean, to win 6 games, you don't have to. We're not crowning nobody, but I think they're better. Like Greg said, they're better. If I was a Jets fan, I'd feel good that I'm going in the right direction, even though I don't know who I still have question marks at the quarterback position. But that dude can spin it. If he's on the field, he can spin it. We watched him spin it against us. Now everybody else did, but he showed his abilities that he can make every throw. So now it comes down to like, hey, you gonna be on the field at all, or are you just gonna keep banging Cougars? So.
Hello.
Where do you guys have the Jets?
I'll go 5. I'll go 5.
5. Okay.
So going back to the Pats, I have the Pats 3. I have them winning 8 games. And
sorry, Frank. I thought you went.
No, I did not.
I thought you went too, Frank.
Let's see. For the Jets, I have them in the range of, I'm going to say 5 wins at most. 5 wins is very believable, but they are going to be on the way up in a couple of years down the road.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the Pats at 7, but I can very easily see the Pats at 10 just because of Bill, right? You know what I mean? But I have realistically at 7, and I got the Jets at 5, 6 wins. I think they win a game that they shouldn't win throughout this season. And if you can win 2, if you can win another one, then you can really go and see the progress of what Robert Saleh is doing up there. But I think they win one game this year that they shouldn't. For example, like Minnesota, right? You know what I mean? Like if they beat Minnesota, and I'm not crowning Minnesota, but Minnesota you would say would be better than the Jets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. AFC North: Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati.
I think this is the hardest division to predict, by the way. I just want to say, I think this is a harder division to predict than the AFC West. And I know that might be shocking.
No, I think they're both right there with each other. I agree with you, right? I got Baltimore winning 12 games. So another 12 win mark. They're healthy. They weren't healthy last year and they were still good. They're the clear hands-on best football team in that division. And I don't care. I mean, people can tell me about Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's good. But the Super Bowl hangover is a real goddamn thing. So right now, I got Baltimore winning that division with 12 wins.
I'll follow right with you. I've got the Ravens winning that division at 11. They're finally healthy. Lamar's pissed. He's subtweeting. He's liking photos of him in a Dolphins jersey. And again, their entire defensive secondary.
He would be a Miami guy. Sorry, he would be a Miami guy.
And listen, if Tua sucks, there's going to be an opening for him in about 12 months. To me, they had 3 gigantic, especially with what they're trying to do, which is defend in the back end, run the football, and protect. They were all toast by September 1st. They didn't even get a chance to play. Their secondary crushed. Running backs crushed. O-line crushed. Lamar was banged up last year. And they still were, 8-9 wins? With Tyler Huntley playing a handful of games?
Mm-hmm.
Best kicker in football.
Yes, they're just a good organization. I think J.K. Dobbins is going to have a really solid year. Maybe Rashad Bateman will actually be what he's supposed to be. I feel like he's like the first-round pick everyone forgets about. Like, oh, wait, Rashad Bateman, he exists. I just think if they stay healthy, they're going to be exactly where they should be.
Agreed. And the best kicker in football. So
yeah,
which helps.
And the best hardball in the family.
Which also helps.
And the one hardball I don't hate.
I'm relaxed. Now you hate Jimmy. Go ahead, Greg. Who's winning the AFC North?
I got the, Baltimore at 11, 12 wins.
This is not good. This is just not good, Tom.
You guys have hit it on the nail. I think it's pretty easy. I think Baltimore is the cream of the crop.
Okay. Frankie?
I'm actually going to go with Cincinnati taking the division.
How much you want to put on this?
Bowl with chili, Frank. Put a bowl with chili.
A bowl of a chili at a Cincinnati place of my choice.
What the hell do I get?
Chili.
Well, what do I get? Like Friendlies? I mean, Wendy's? I get like Wendy's chili? I got
You guys got to go to Cincinnati.
You gotta go to Cincinnati.
Nobody wants to go to Cincinnati. So, Frank,
I just want to go for the chili and maybe see my friend who lives out there. But
okay, I will pay for you to go out there and get your chili if they win the division. Deal?
Sounds like a deal.
And I just want a Wendy's chili. Or maybe like a couple junior bacon cheeseburgers. You know what I mean? Like, no.
Tom, throw in a Frosty. How
about the new French toast sticks?
I'll go Frosty instead. I'll
see. Cincinnati, that's
they weren't that good, by the way.
8-hour drive. I mean, that's doable.
Shocker, I had them, right?
No, it doesn't surprise me.
You probably didn't use the maple syrup. I'm sure that container was still sealed.
You dip that? You dip that?
Umberto.
Not dip syrup.
Umberto, what are we doing? Guys, you look at the history of teams who have lost in the Super Bowl. What happens to them the following year? Like, sometimes you have to follow the trends. I need to know, because I don't have this answer, so I'm not puffing chest. I'm the definition of no notes. Who's the last team that lost in the Super Bowl that went back to the playoffs the following year?
Patriots.
Yeah.
With Brady? But with Brady.
Yeah. There's that asterisk there.
Yeah, give me somebody else.
Chiefs with Mahomes.
Yeah.
Okay. Great team. Great, right? Already ready to go. Who else? I'm just asking because I just need more numbers.
But also, I mean, again, you
I don't think the Niners did. The Niners didn't. The Niners didn't make the playoffs the following year because they had like a top 5 pick or a top 10. I thought maybe they did.
Number 3. That's how they got Trey Lance.
No, they traded up.
They traded up.
Oh, okay.
Can somebody find out if they made the playoffs a year after? I feel like they didn't. I feel like they had a lot of injuries. I could be wrong. Bills never went to the Super Bowl and went back. If you're talking about the 90s, right? Ryan Swoop. Like in the 90s, they went to Super Bowl 4 straight years. Okay, I get it.
They were constant playoff contenders until the Music City Miracle.
49ers were 6-10 in 2020, 2021.
It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do. All I'm saying is I think Cincinnati gets hampered with a lot of injuries this year. That's why I don't have them winning. It's not like I don't think Burrow is good. It's not that I don't think Jamar Chase is good. It's not that I don't think they have a good roster. I think their offensive line's a little sketchy. Okay? Little sketchy still. And I don't know how much I like their freaking defense. You know what I mean? I don't know how much. Well, Umberto, we won it in 2017. What are we talking about? Teams that have lost the Super Bowl, how many go back to the playoffs that next year? It's hard. And then to win 13 games? Like the Chiefs do because that's Andy Reid.
I was going to say, you look at the teams that have done it, they got greatness all around there.
Look at the foundations of those teams. Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. Joe Burrow's in the conversation with like Mahomes, but you're telling me their head coach is in the conversation with Reid and Belichick? No.
What Zach?
Yeah, good dude.
I don't even know who he is.
Yeah, good dude, smart football guy. I get it. But like, it's not a Cincinnati hate train right now. I just believe that the teams that aren't like loaded don't go back because they have a lot of holes. I mean, that's lightning in a bottle last year. Burrow was out of his freaking mind, and that's a lot.
The Bengals did exceed a lot of expectations last year. I remember like when we ranked the quarterbacks last season, I had Burrow, 4th, coming off the injury and. So many holes on that team, but I think that hot hand will probably strike again. But I don't have the Bengals going too far in the playoffs, so that's my little preview of where I have the Bengals ending up in the playoffs.
And you had them first, Frank?
I have them first.
Okay.
Umberto, yeah. I mean, listen, believe in what you guys want to believe in. Like, I'm not that guy, right? I think Burrow's a stud. He said he thinks the greatness of Burrow means the division crown regardless. Okay. Okay. All right. I can't disagree with it. Guy's a great player. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and do a soapbox. I just think they take a step. So, Greg, did everybody go one? Everybody went with their first?
Yeah, I got Baltimore.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we did that. Second's going to be a little interesting for me. We don't know what Cleveland is. So they're like an asterisk. But I'm going Pittsburgh. They Mike Tomlin wins football games there. That's all he does. Yeah, he wins football games, dude. I'm gonna look at foundations.
I don't. I hear you. Who you go? Who's your quarterback?
I was just gonna say, who's your quarterback?
Is it Mitchie Poo or is it Kenny Two Gloves?
Oh, it's Kenny Pickett. I mean, if they start Mitchell Trubisky, I think they're out of their freaking mind. I mean, you drafted a guy to start him. Go start him.
Yep.
I mean, you're gonna listen. If he doesn't get it done, then go to Mitchell, right? But you drafted a guy. Take the gloves off and find out if he can play. All right, and that's what they're gonna do. But I look at their defense. I look at their foundation. I look at their coach. Mike Tomlin wins double digits almost every single year. I got Pittsburgh. I got Baltimore winning 12, and I do agree Lamar's a little overrated, Devlin. I agree with you there. Not electricity though, right? He's a flat out playmaker, so he's not overrated there. I got Pittsburgh winning 10 games.
For second, I have the Bengals winning 10 games.
Do you have them in, or you don't know yet?
I have them getting the final wild card spot, so I have them 7th in the conference.
I have the Ravens second in the North with 10 wins.
Greg?
Give me 1 second.
Don't go Cincy. Don't go Cincy. Please don't go Cincy. Please don't go Cincy.
I'm going Cincy, but I don't think they make the playoffs. I think Cincy wins 9 games. I'm kind of with you. I mean, but again, what we also forget to acknowledge is you play very well, you get a harder schedule going into the year, right? You play a top schedule going into your next year, right? And I think that's where the Eagles kind of benefit this year with their schedule, not to jump ahead, but they're playing a lesser hard. They're not playing as hard as a schedule as some of these other teams. So a team like Cincinnati, I mean, realistically, you got it's tough. I got them 8 games. I think they win. They finish second, but it's not obviously playoff wise.
Yeah, you're out of your freaking mind. I mean, you are so out of your mind. You got Cincinnati second with 8 wins over Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I don't believe in Kenny Two Gloves.
And you don't got to believe in Kenny Two Gloves.
I play the pit.
Okay, I don't believe in Kenny Two Gloves. I believe in the coach and what he does year in, year out. I mean, so now you got Pittsburgh winning like 6 games.
I got Pittsburgh at 7.
Okay, still, all right. I like this. This is fun. I like it.
And Tom, to your point, Mike Tomlin could come out and win 11 games.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And
they can't defy expectations.
Just because that's how good of a coach he is.
Listen, Kenny Pickett could throw 20 picks in 7 weeks, right? and see ghosts and my little 10-win games over. I don't know if I have them as a playoff team. I just have them. That's just what they do, right?
Yeah.
So listen, if they can win games with Ben Roethlisberger at the end of his career, I think they can win games with anybody. Jadis, what's up, brother? See you chiming in.
What up, Jadis?
Listen, Slim Reaper, they might start 2-6, or Kenny can play. But remember, they have Najee. They have a good running back. Are they able to run the football enough? We'll find out.
Najee, they're done.
So everybody gave their second, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tom's about to do something that's going to upset a lot of people.
You go Cleveland third?
I can feel it in my bones.
Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah, 7 wins. You know what I mean? Or 8. Maybe I go 8. Cleveland might win 8 games. They got a really good defense there. They really do. I don't want to take away their roster. If Deshaun was playing and getting good rubs, I think they're the favorite to win that division, right? Without him, it's hard to make them the favorite. So they're going to lose games because of Jacoby Brissett, but they're also really good defensively. I got the Browns winning 8 games.
For my third place team, and it's only out of respect for Mike Tomlin and for who, in my opinion, is the best rookie wide receiver in the game. I have the Steelers winning 8 games.
We're not far off, right? Like me saying 10 to 8 it's the same conversation because we're both respecting. We're just respecting the head coach, right? We're just saying, hey, and I'm saying until you show me you don't win, I'm just going to keep picking you to win.
And sorry, Frank, I was going to say, if anyone doesn't know who I'm talking about with the receiver, George Pickens.
For my third place team, I got the Steelers. Now I have them somewhere between the range of 7 and 10 wins, but I'm leaning a lot towards 8 wins for Pittsburgh.
Okay. My fourth team, Umberto, yes, Cincinnati is last. I think they get decimated with injuries. I think they have a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover.
Taylor, that was a head coach. Sorry.
I do think that next year that they're right back in it. Okay. I just think they have a down year. And I think somebody bigger too. And I'm not rooting this on. I just believe they're going to get hit with some injuries. I just got this feeling with Cincinnati, and we'll see. If they're all healthy, then everything's off. Everything's off the table. Rip it up if they're healthy. I think they get banged up.
Browns 6 wins, last place. F them.
Hey, Slimmer, hot take, Tommy. It's not even a hot take. The go off of trends is not really that hot of a take. I mean, maybe it's a little bit of a hot take, but saying, hey, I think they're going to get banged up. I think they're going to have some jet lag in their legs per se, right? And not be as good, but be back the following year. I don't think that's a hot take. Like if I say, hey, Cincinnati's not going to be good anymore. They're done. I mean, that was their chance. Like, no.
That was their load.
And it's hard if you look at the history of this too, like quarterbacks that lose their first year in the Super Bowl, especially in year 2, right? In year 2, not many guys go back. It's crazy.
Hey, Don, we're getting to your division in a little bit, Don. Don't you worry.
Yes. Slim, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, no. But no, Tommy, you're not, again, it's not super, super crazy because, again, what is their offensive line? Right? I know they did go out and get Lyle, they took La'el Collins from Dallas, but, one guy's not going to change, especially at right tackle. One guy's not going to change the trajectory. Now, to your point, could they be the second or third team if their offensive line holds up? You're absolutely, but I think you're not far off.
Real quick, because I mean, in all seriousness, I said 6 wins, Browns, 4th place, F them. But the reason why I have them at 6 wins and not more than that, I listen. I love their defense. I really, truly do. I like the running backs. Obviously, I don't know if the one's going to be on the roster. I'm not an Amari Cooper guy. I really don't. We never know how many games he's going to play. And I think their season is
holy shit, Rye. I forgot that loser was there too. I mean, can they compile any more losers?
It's not an easy team to root for, Tom. It really is.
Their defense is right. Like, to your point,
yes,
Ryan, what you said. Their defense is extremely is a group that I love to root for. And I've been like a quiet Browns fan, not because Baker's there, just because I like the direction of their draft picks, what they've done. But listen, when you go get rid of a guy who won your first playoff game in a long time, who played with a torn labrum last year, and you go and sign a guy with all that freaking baggage, you trade for that with all that baggage, man, that's hard to root for. And I'm not saying Deshaun's guilty, innocent, or indifferent because I don't have that answer. It's not my job to have it. What my job is to do is to tell you it's a bad freaking look. It's a bad look for a guy who won football games there, okay? And it's a bad look for a guy, and this isn't a Baker soapbox, you understand? It's the facts of the matter. All right. Baker's not the reason they weren't a playoff team last year. Are people okay? Like, he's not the reason. So, listen, I don't know. Maybe things got tiresome there, but I think everything they did is such a bad look, Rye. And you're almost playing with blood money in a way. And I think that's going to equal failure.
I just think it's really simple. Aside from how I feel about how the team has conducted themselves the last 12 months, I think that because of how they are on defense, strength, and how they are on offense, at times weaknesses, I think they're going to be in a situation where by season's end, they're going to be in the top percentile in one possession losses. To where they're going to be in it, right? They're going to have a chance. I'm sure Jacoby or Dobbs or anybody who's playing quarterback for them in the first 11 weeks, I think they're going to have chances to win games because their defense and their running back is going to keep possession, themselves in position to win. But there's going to be times where they fall behind and they can't have Nick Chubb just continuing to run down the line and take possession, take time off the clock. And if you're going to be down a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, 10 points, etc., I do not think they will have the quarterback to be able to carry them back when they're, down in games. And also, here's the thing. We know what Deshaun Watson was on the field a couple years ago. It's been 2 years since he's played. 2 years ago, I had him as a top 6 quarterback in football. I haven't seen him. So say they're down, say they're in a hole, which we all expect them to be by the time Deshaun Watson returns in week 12. Is he good enough to dig them out of it? I don't know that question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it even going to matter by that point? I don't know.
No, I think they're built for the following year, right, Rye?
Yeah.
And then you're talking about another year not playing football, essentially. Their roster is like awesome. You know what I mean? Like their roster is like really good. And could they be a sleeper and Jacoby play really well? And their defense and their running game is that good where they're winning football games? Yeah, they're the sleeper team that can go win a division, right? That nobody expects. You know how that goes, boys. And I'm not saying MG2 that Watson isn't better than Baker Mayfield. Goodness gracious. I'm saying they had a quarterback. They didn't have, as Sweep says, a tomato can in the house. I mean, they had a good quarterback there. Yep. He's not bad. Like there's bad quarterbacks in football. Baker Mayfield isn't a bad quarterback. Is he a number one pick in the draft quarterback? No, guys, I'm not going to go there, right? Is he the definition of like, oh, he's a can't miss franchise quarterback at this point? No, I do think he's going to have a great year in Carolina, but he's very good. And to go give that kind of guaranteed money to a guy that might not, that's not playing, right, and is out for this long, I think that's a bad look for organizationally. I think it's a bad look to the guys in the locker room. Like, sure, guys would rather have Deshaun Watson than Baker Mayfield, no question about it. But then all the drama that goes with it, I think is bad for the Cleveland Browns. You keep Baker and go get Amari Cooper, you're arguably Vegas odds the team to beat in the AFC North. And that's the facts of the matter. That's the fucking facts. And people don't have to like the fucking facts. That's the fucking facts. The facts. You tell me Jacoby Brissett's better than Baker?
No, we know. We've seen that. Tom, it's as simple as that. Between Deshaun Watson and Baker Mayfield, one of them is going to be available in the first 12 weeks. One of them's not. Simple as that. End of story.
Yep.
That's what it comes down to.
I got
Greg, did you go?
Wins.
Oh, okay.
I got Cleveland 5 wins as well. I mean, yeah, when Deshaun comes back, man, the media circus is going to be all over them. It's not going to be fun. So, yeah.
You guys want to do the South?
Let's do the South.
Yes, sir. South it is. Oh, you guys know mine. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. 10 wins.
What?
I did not know that. I did not know that was going. What?
I knew you were high on them, and I knew you were saying, obviously playoffs because I was thinking wild card though. I wasn't thinking you had win the division.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of sun down here in the Sunshine State. Listen, I just looked through the division and like Houston, stop. Okay. Tennessee, maybe Tennessee, but they've lost a lot of pieces. They're not as good. Okay. Indy, I need to see it. Frank Wright came up extremely small last year, so did that entire football team. So they need to prove it. Who's the most upgraded team in that division? Who's made the most upgrades to the roster? It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it's honestly not close. Now I am basing this off Trevor Lawrence taking a huge jump year 2. Okay, huge, monstrous, right? He has the weapons to take the jump, but the other side of this hot take is when you go from a guy who won't talk to you to a guy who will feed you ice cream, guys are going to play hard. Make sense? Guys are going to play hard. So I believe. Listen, I still believe Doug's a really good football coach and got a raw deal here. Okay, as a guy who won our first Super Bowl ever, right? I think he got a raw deal here. All right, but that's old news. I'm wishing him luck. Part of this is me hoping he's successful because why would I not want him to be successful in the AFC after what he brought us? Okay. So I got a lot of love and respect for Doug Peterson. I always will. And you guys know this. Okay. But they got wide receivers. They got some playmakers on defense. They hopefully have a running game for themselves. What's their offensive line? I don't know. No, I don't think Christian Kirk's going to be an All-American, but there's a guy on that football team, Marvin Jones. All he does is catch touchdowns. All he does is catch first downs. Marvin Jones is this quietest, damn good wide receiver in football that nobody talks about. But if you have him on fantasy, he's giving you the same points weekly. He's the definition of consistency, Marvin Jones. I had him for the last 3 years.
I feel like nobody talks about Marvin Jones because the last 2 teams he was on, he was in Detroit. Once again, sorry, Don, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's okay. Like if he was on, I don't know, the Chiefs and I don't know, the Packers, then we would have a lot, I think a different view of him, at least nationally.
Listen, they got the number one pick on. They got a number one pick on their front on defense, right? I mean, listen, if they're in any other division, I probably have them winning like 5 games, 6, right? The fact that they're in a slop division is where they can sneak out 10, right? You got to go 5-1 inside your division. Make sense, guys?
Sure.
But that's something extremely possible in that division for the Jacksonville Jaguars to go 5-1. And it's extremely possible for me to tell you the Colts win 12 games because the division stinks. It's extremely possible for me to tell you Tennessee wins 11 games because the division stinks. There's only one team who's not doing that, and that's the Houston Texans.
I look at this entire division, right, and I think anyone who wins it is easily going to be 4th. He's going to be the 4th seed, and they're going to be an underdog in the first playoff game they face. Like I think it's a very mid division, to be honest. It's very mid. I have the Colts winning 10 because they were a solid team with some injuries and a quarterback where you didn't know what you were expecting last year. And they were a couple injuries on the offensive line, a defense that didn't play well enough, and a quarterback and a coach disaster in week 17, 18, that if that doesn't happen, they're in the playoffs. So Matt Ryan, Matt Ryan's Matt Ryan. You know exactly what you're going to get from him. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's exactly what a Colts team needs. It's that, hey, just get out of the way. And also, I think this is the best thing for Matt Ryan because the last 4 years of his career, he's been running for his damn life. This is easily the best offensive line he's had in 5 years, arguably since his Super Bowl roster.
Feels like he throws a lot of picks, Rye. I still feel like we say, because everybody told us that, Carson and Frank, that's a no-brainer. Like Frank made Carson, right? And I always laughed at that because everybody thinks Frank's the smartest guy in the room, right? And Frank's the reason we won a Super Bowl. And that's cute. Frank had a part in that because he was on his staff, right? But Frank Reich never deserved more credit than Doug Peterson, okay? So people just assumed like, Carson's going there. They're going to be awesome. Frank's going to get him right. Well, Frank couldn't get him right. All right, so now it's another quarterback that didn't play well enough in Frank Reich's system. I mean, you go to Philip Rivers, who another guy at the end of his career didn't play well there. Everybody thought Indy was going to be good with them. They were okay, right? I think they went to the playoffs the one year, but they were never good enough, right? And then they went to Carson again. Came up small. Now they're going to another old guy in Matt Ryan, and I think they get the same result. Could they win the games you're saying? Absolutely. 10-win team, win the division, game over, losing the first round.
And then get blown to smithereens in the first week.
I think that's a safe pick. Like I think if you take Indy in this division, it's a safe pick, right? If you take, I would even say to a point, to a little point, you could maybe take the Titans, but I don't know what they are.
I so badly wanted to take the Titans because Vrabel's like my version of your Mike. Like you love Mike Tomlin, he's your guy. Vrabel, and I know you like Vrabel too.
Oh, he's my second. If I had to go handpick coaches right now in the league, I'm taking Tomlin and I'm taking Vrabel because I've watched them both win a ton of games with not a lot.
I just look at it to where you lost a handful of pieces on offense. I think Tannehill. Listen, if Tannehill's not playing well, you might see Malik Willis by week 10. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
I know, Greg. You might be at the damn stadium. You might be on the field. And listen, I'm not saying I advise that, right? But you look at a guy. You drafted Treylon Burks, right? They've been touting him as, he's the easy replacement for AJ Brown. That's a lot to put on somebody.
Yeah.
Robert Woods, who I really like, but coming off a major injury. It's literally Derrick Henry. It's Derrick Henry and Mike Vrabel. Their defense is okay. It's good, but it's not top 5 where it can outweigh some of the deficiencies on offense. So I think Tennessee's fine. Like I don't think Tennessee's like a 5-win team, but I just don't think they can get to double digits. And if they do, just give Mike Vrabel the Coach of the Year trophy today. Don't even look at anybody else. If they get to 10 wins, just give them the trophy.
All right, let's fire through these boys.
I do not like doing this division whatsoever because I don't see any of these teams being a 10-win or more team. I got Indianapolis taking division at 9 wins. I mean, Tennessee I'm not too high on. Jacksonville, I think they're going to be a lot better. But, they'll warm up a little bit. And Houston, Houston.
Greg?
I actually Jinx has got mine right there. I don't think the Jags at 8 wins, but Jinx has got mine. I got the Titans at the first with 9 wins.
Tom, if you want, I could just finish off my division. So I've got the Colts at 10, I've got the Titans at 8, I have the Jags at 6, and I have the Texans at 3.
Yeah, I think I have Indy 2 at like 8 or 9 wins, Tennessee at like 7, and who cares about Houston?
Yeah. I think Houston's probably going to be, if one of the bottom, if not probably the worst team in the league going into next year's draft. So
them in Seattle for me are too bad. I got Jacksonville at 7 wins. I think they take a huge jump. And I
got Jacksonville at 6.
Yeah, but I think they have 7 wins. So I go Titans, Colts, Jags, Texans.
Okay. AFC West, I'm just going to spit through it. I got to take a piss, but that's a tough one.
Yeah, this one I did not like doing, especially on the playoff predictors.
I actually didn't have as hard
Give me
of a time
Kansas City.
Ooh, okay.
Give me Kansas City until proven otherwise. You know what I mean? I'll go chalk talk. Give me Kansas City with 12. Give me one of these teams got fail, right?
Yep.
One of these teams has to crash and burn. Give me Vegas too.
Ooh.
Give me Vegas too. 11 wins for the Raiders. Give me Denver 3.
Jesus.
I'm just going to tell you what they do, babe. I'm just going to tell you what they do. It's been the Chargers their whole lives. I mean,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong at all.
Denver's winning 10 games. Maybe they're a playoff team. Okay. Denver's winning 10 games. I got the Chargers going 8-9. It's the same story every year. The same story yearly. They'll either come off to a hot start, right? Or they'll come out slow, then they'll get hot. One of the two things are going to happen. They're going to lose too many football games. This division just got better on their ass. I got 3 playoff teams inside this division. And you can't have 4. I mean, I guess you could, but you
with how the playoff structure is set up, it is, while it may be slim, there is a significant chance that all 4 teams from a division can make the playoffs.
It is crazy though.
And that's my bold prediction. I think all 4 teams in that division make the playoffs.
Fair, Frank.
It's going to be close.
That's how crazy this is. Because again, Tommy, you're not wrong. That's what the Chargers do, right? The Chargers, you just go back and look at history, and then they also could come out and win 12 games.
They got my favorite safety. They have my favorite safety there. I'm a Derwin James guy from JFK. Greg knows this, right? I've talked about this guy forever. I love him. J.C. Jackson's obviously a stud. Khalil Mack, Bosa. I get it. But they've been the definition of mediocrity. And until somebody changes it, I got to have one team sort of underachieving this division. And I'm going to go with the team I don't trust from their history. But somebody has to underachieve in this division. So who do you feel like it's going to be? That's a team I feel like. I think the Raiders are like the sleeper. Everybody assumes they're 4th, but I don't think they're 4th. That defense is it's weird. They got so many fucking weapons. They are weapon city for Derek Carr. Weapon city. And so is everybody else, by the way. Like Denver's got Judy and what's his face, and the Chargers got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Like everybody's got studs, right? Kansas City might be the studless one of the bunch, but the best quarterback.
But they have the best quarterback and probably best head coach.
Tom,
and the best head coach.
You said the Chargers are what they are until somebody changes it, right?
Yep.
The MVP of the league changes.
Okay. Yeah. I want some more chili. Somebody give me chili.
I don't think Los Angeles has chili, so I'll find out what the food of choice is out there, and I'll send it to you.
A Dodger dog.
Oh, those things suck. Those things are
no, I don't trust. Yeah, you know what? I sort of do, Sam. Like you're saying, do I trust Carr over Herbert? No, not necessarily. Justin Herbert's a stud, but so is Derek Carr. Like Derek Carr isn't a bad quarterback. Like, he's a franchise legitimate quarterback. Justin Herbert has the upside is unbelievable for Justin Herbert. He showed it, but he's also never won. He's never won. Never. From college, he's underachieved at times to now in the pros. But now, it's not all on him, obviously. He's just the quarterback of the team. But, like, I don't know, right? If he's in any other division, I'm right with you. I think that division might hold him back from that trophy. But I think Herbert's going to put up big numbers. I just know what the Chargers do. They get hurt. Guys miss time. They get banged up, and they end up underachieving.
I'm doing something that I'm going against something I've done my entire life. It was like a motto: when in doubt, doubt the Chargers, because they're the Chargers. I could just rant and rave about what they are as a roster, how running backs deep, wide receivers deep, O-line deep, the entire defense deep, filth. Quarterback, I think he's going to be the MVP. I'm going full throttle. It could go.
True. But they're playing in the hardest division in football, so that's the only issue. Not that I have with your statement, because nobody's wrong. Like, you're not wrong by saying, hey, the Chargers are going to win this division. You're not wrong if you say Denver. You're not wrong if you say Vegas. You're not wrong if you say KC. That's why this division is the most fun one to talk about, because like Frank's bold prediction, everybody can make the playoffs from the division. Yeah. Your bold prediction, Herbert's the MVP. I won't poo-poo none of that shit. I'm just going to say that this guy 6 times a year, right, has to play Derek Carr, Patrick Mahomes, and Russell Wilson. That's a lot. That's a lot. And that's where somebody, and it might not be the Chargers, right? Somebody's underachieving in that division. You can book it.
It's funny because the Chargers, Herbert wasn't even going to be my bold prediction with the Chargers. My bold prediction with the Chargers is not only are they winning the division, not only do they have the MVP, not only do I have them winning 13 games, I have them being the best team in football and winning the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
Oh,
yo, I don't want to say it. I do not want to say it like a whale's vagina, but a little anchor man. Felt like that one.
I'm glad you picked up my German pronunciation of San Diego. So
yes, I did, Frank. I felt it. I felt like you were on set. Right. Hopefully that's not like a Davion Taylor for you. Like hopefully.
I feel better about leaning on the talents of Justin Herbert aside from the supposed talents of Davion Taylor. I feel a little better, just a little bit, but I hear
you should. But no, listen, that's a bold one for a team that hasn't gotten over their own hump, right? So, I'm ready to crash and burn. I'm ready to crash and burn with it. I'm ready to go down with the ship. Or it works out for you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know who I got going where. Making sense? Like, the whole league's up for grabs in a way. Yeah, in a weird way. So, I mean, anybody can.
There's a lot of parity. There's a lot of parity.
Listen,
as there always is in the NFL, right? Yeah. I mean, that's why it's the greatest.
Hey, our views on here haven't dropped under 100 live views this entire show. You know why? Because it's football season. You know why? Because football is 365. The NFL's made it that way. They're phenomenal at marketing their product. They're phenomenal at parity. They're phenomenal at ebb and flow. They're phenomenal at not letting with the cap and the way it works. They and the guaranteed money side of things, they do it the right way. Where ain't nothing always guaranteed, baby. Every year you got to show up and be ready to goddamn work to make your money. That's what gets guys that are uber talented to lock in, focus, and do what they got to do in their off season to be ready to play football. And this is why you see how much moving and shaking goes on every year, right? Yeah. The leagues became a move and shake. And now when you're talking about quarterbacks move and shake like it's nobody's business, that's the difference maker. That's what's making the league even more fun. Russell's on Denver. Stafford went to the Rams last year. Right? You have some quarterbacks that have been moving and shaking a little bit, and that's never really happened. You know what I mean? It doesn't really happen with franchise. Baker, right, was considered a franchise guy in Cleveland. He's not there anymore. Deshaun got traded, right? It's a fun league to be a part of.
I'll finish out my division real quick. So I've got Chargers basically winning every title, as already said before. The Chiefs, Andy Reid wakes up and wins 10 games. I have them winning 11. People panicking. Oh, no Tyreek Hill. No, they don't have any running backs. They have Mahomes. They have Andy Reid. They have a good defense. They'll be fine. I have them finishing second. I have the Raiders and the Broncos both winning 9. And I might, by the start of the season, I might have Denver at 8 just because I feel like they have a stench to them. No other reason than that. You know how I like Wilson. You know I like Judy and Sutton. They've just got a stench to them to me.
They're just unknown.
Yeah.
They got a rookie head coach or a new head coach, as does Vegas.
Yeah, but what does that guy do? Not the head coach. What does the guy in the center do?
No, you absolutely
To play the other side of it, right? Just to get the other side. Like that dude just wins. So like,
and he's arguably going to the best weapons he's ever had.
There isn't a wrong answer with this division unless you have one of these teams winning like 4 games. And then I say, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that concerns me about Vegas, and I know some of you guys are high on Vegas. I just don't know what the running backs look like, right? I know there's a lot of turmoil and a lot of drama around Josh Jacobs. So what is that? If he's there and he's Josh Jacobs, then they're going to be good, right? And so I go, wow.
Greg, while you're thinking of that, just real quick to answer your question, don't worry about Josh Jacobs. Zamir.White. That's it.
Okay. Like I said, I don't know what's going on in the running back room. I got Chargers. It's so tough to get. I mentioned the Chiefs. I got Chargers, Chiefs, Denver, Vegas, and you could wake up tomorrow and I'd be the exact opposite. I just flip the card and be opposite. That's the beauty about this division. Because you're right, Tommy. Like you're gonna play each other every 6 games. You got to play against arguably or 2 already Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And 2 of the better younger quarterbacks too, right? Herbert and Carr are your up and comings, and then Wilson's a stamp it already Hall of Famer, and Patty's on his way, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do your full division, Tom?
might as well get Patty's jacket.
Yeah. Did you do your full division, Greg?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Chargers, Chiefs, Denver, Vegas.
Okay.
For me, I'm going to go Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos, and as I said earlier, bold prediction, all 4 teams make the playoffs.
I like that.
We have a first
since
in NFL history.
No, that's cool. It's hard for me to disagree with that. I like that because I think all 4 teams are playoff teams. It's just hard when you're playing each other. So we'll see how it all shakes up. Great division, a lot of great quarterback play. Do you guys want to do? You want to do your AFC title games? No, I'm just trying to get through the AFC.
Did you
I'm just trying to get through the AFC
already. My goodness.
No, I could just jump in the pool and just
the world famous.
Could just let it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Could just let it flow in the pool. I might just go jump in real quick for you guys. So I'm gonna go. I think we should do it like this, like AFC, like who's the last 2 teams standing in the AFC, right? We don't even have to say who makes the playoffs. We gave our numbers.
I don't remember.
Right?
I don't remember all my other wins.
I'm going Buffalo. I'm going Buffalo.
I'm in your head.
I know where I'm going.
I know exactly where Tom's going to go.
Jacksonville.
No. No, West. He wants to so bad. And it's not a bad pick.
I do.
Denver? What?
Yep.
Denver?
I do.
No.
Raiders.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to.
Yeah.
I mean, Hunter Renfrow might be the best second wide receiver in football that nobody talks about.
Did you hear about Derwin James pretty much blow Hunter Renfrow?
He's like Wes Welker, but
because he's a stud.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Unbelievable.
They started a conversation, and it was funny. Fred Taylor's like, you started a conversation with Keenan Allen and Tyreek Hill, and then you went right to Hunter Renfrow. And he goes, put the tape on.
Dude, they're good. They're good. I mean, I don't know how well. He's going to expose cats. Listen, I think they're almost like a little bit of the Rams offensively last year, right? Because now they got the true one, the true guy that you got a game plan for. Their tight ends, arguably top 3 in football. So, I mean, and it's Derek Carr. Hey, Derek, time's yours, baby. You got your college buddy. So I'm going Bills, Raiders.
And the other caveat, although he's a new head coach or on the team, Josh McDaniels failed before.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you get a guy who's failed before and then went back to daddy and relearned all the lessons that I can't hate on it, right? You know what I mean? Like you look at a guy who wants to come back, especially in the division where he failed. Right? He failed in Denver, and then he's going to come back. And I mean, let's be real. He won a playoff game with Tim Tebow.
Yep.
I think get that in there.
Yeah, no, Greg, it's a good point. It's a good point. So that's my 2 teams left standing.
I have Chargers over Bills.
I like it.
Don't like it too much, Greg. I might change it.
I like Tommy's.
So yeah. If we're going who over who in that, then I'll just give that to Bills are going to the Super Bowl. They've been knocking on heaven's door here for a minute, right? And Josh Allen's so good. Like Josh Allen's so good. He's so good. And nobody thought he was gonna be able to play. Everybody thought he was gonna stink. Guy's so good. So good. Hey, every expert in the country, fire yourselves. Guy's a stud puppy. Can I get 3 of him, please? Can I get the number 3 with Josh Allen? No. And then listen, he's got his number 1 wide out. They got other weapons. They're right there. So we'll see.
I heard there was a rumor that Odell's going there. That would be stupid.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No.
Look at me and Don. Look at Donnie. Hey, Donnie. We're on the same page.
Frank?
All right, Rye's got the Chargers. I got the Bills. Who you got, Frank?
All right. I got the Bills over the Chiefs in Buffalo. We get to see the rematch of Mahomes versus Allen.
I don't know if anybody will survive on
Good
that
one.
if they win that
I
game.
like
Jesus.
that. Oh my God, can you imagine that?
Good.
What's
Lot of
the
tables.
over under of that game? 85.
Freaking hide everybody.
Listen, that would. Well, I think the biggest thing and I'll leave you with this, right? On the AFC side of things, the biggest thing for the Buffalo Bills is they almost get a free agent signing like halfway through the season. And that guy is probably the best corner in football.
Yeah.
And that's Tre'Davious White. And I'm so high on him. And listen, if they had Tre'Davious White versus the Chiefs, they beat him. They just beat him. You know what I mean? He'll get a stop himself. So we'll see. But let's go.
I got Buffalo over Baltimore.
Ooh. And Ted Mike dropped you, by the way, Greg. It was John Fox.
Was that Fox?
It was John Fox.
Oh, okay. I knew he was there with Tebow.
I like the Ravens pick, Greg. I wanted to put him in there. It's the whole, and listen, I know it's coming from the guy who's picking Justin Herbert to win all the trophies. He's never been to the postseason. I get it. So why the hell would I criticize Lamar Jackson? I feel like we've seen his struggles in the playoffs. I don't know if Herbert stinks in the playoffs yet.
Absolute fair. I'm just gonna put it on. He's his own agent. He wants to get paid. He wants to get paid big bucks. Obviously, it hasn't happened yet. So it looks like it's going to go into the season that he's not going to go get paid. So what better way to make sure you solidify your money than take you guys to the AFC Championship game?
Yep. Okay.
Denver over Cincy. Ooh.
And Jamar's got Bills over Bengals.
Hmm.
Where do you guys want to start in the NFC? You want to start in the West?
No.
Or...
Start right. Yeah, we'll start right in the bottom. We'll just run through them like bang, 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 right? So the West, I got the Rams winning 12. I have Arizona winning 10. I have San Francisco winning 8 because I don't know who the other quarterback's going to be. And Seattle.
I have the Rams winning 12. I have the Niners winning 10 because at least I know if Trey Lance sucks, they have Jimmy G to come save them. I have the Cardinals winning 8, and I have the Seahawks winning 3.
Cardinals double digits. I like it.
Yeah, Hopkins is going to be going. Totals. Murray's nothing without Hopkins, and he's going to be going for a little bit.
They have so much pressure on them. That's why I have them there. Like, it's do or die for them. So, you're going to get to 10 wins and maybe be a playoff team. Well, if it's not this year, it ain't going to happen for you guys. So,
Frank?
All right. So I got Rams 1, Cards 2, Niners 3, and Seattle 4.
And Greg?
Rams 12, Cards 10, Niners 9. Seattle, who cares? 4,
Yeah.
3.
First pick in the draft. That's
I'd
what
rather
Seattle is.
see Drew
Pretty
Lock
bad, yeah.
than Geno Smith play. At least you're going to know what Drew Lock is.
So it's time to get ready for Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud, everybody, in Seattle.
You want to go south?
Yeah. Tampa 1. Yeah, I don't know. Give me 11 or 12 for them. I know they're banged up a little bit on the line, but I don't know. Carolina's going to be 2. Give me 10 wins for the Panthers. And New Orleans is 3rd. I don't know. 7 wins for the Saints. And Atlanta's Atlanta right now. So
I've got Tampa at 12. I've got the Saints at 9 because they screwed us with the Kamara suspension for 2023. I have the Panthers at 7, and I have the Falcons at 3.
So let me get this right real quick. Hold on, Frank. Let me get this right. Like I got a little elephant in me here. So last year, so that people know, Ryan's darling was the Carolina Panthers.
For 9 wins.
A lot of talk.
For 9 wins.
Well, the most improved team. I think, he had some things with whatever. It doesn't matter. Some things with them. They upgraded their quarterback. They might be better than they were last year, but you got them at 7. It's just interesting to me. It's not a shot. I'm just.
It's an example of learning from my lessons. What did I vow in week 7? I will never trust the Carolina Panthers ever again. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. And also, Christian McCaffrey, 1 year later of getting hurt again.
Oh yeah, death and taxes. So
yeah, I can't. Like last year, fool me. Oh, you're gonna stay healthy? Okay, I'll buy it. This year, okay, I'm not buying it this year. Prove me wrong.
No, fair.
Frank,
go, Frank.
Did you go, Frank?
I did not go. I don't have win totals at this moment, but it's like
just give me 1 through 4, Frank.
All right, my 1 through 4. I'm going to go Tampa 1, New Orleans 2, Panthers 3, Falcons 4.
Stan, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm not being disrespectful.
Oops, sorry.
You watch football, right? Like you watch it with your eyes, right? Is that a serious question? Is that a serious question? One guy's been in the postseason. The other guy's been on losing teams since he started. Saw Ghost.
And he went to USC.
Guy saw Ghost. I mean, everything's an upgrade over to Ghost. Are we kidding me right now?
USC doesn't produce quarterbacks anymore. When's the last good USC quarterback that came out?
I love the Baker slander. Yeah, I mean, like, Baker slander gets me.
It's just because it's you. I got
Just makes me laugh because he's not bad.
Yeah, I got Tampa Bay at 12, Carolina at 9, New Orleans at 8, and who cares with Atlanta? Marcus Mariota gets his due. I guess I don't know.
It's his due. 3 games.
Yeah. Did their rookie get hurt? Like,
no, that was Carolina's. No, that was Carolina's.
That was Carroll. Yeah. Just play Ritter. Why don't you play Ritter?
They probably will. When Mariota gets hurt, everyone forgets Mariota gets hurt every 5 seconds. The North.
All right.
Don, where you got him, buddy?
I guess I'll go. I got Green Bay 1, Minnesota 2, Detroit 3, Chicago 4.
I think the sleep. I guess I'm with Wilson because if Wilson said the same thing, I think the Vikings are the sleeper team of the NFC. I have them winning 11. I have the Packers winning 9. I'm sorry, Justin Fields. I have you winning 6. And Don, I don't have you winning the division, but I have you going up to 6 wins, which I think is like 4 better than last year. So you're welcome. There's that.
So you have Chicago and Detroit finishing the same?
Yeah, I'll just say Detroit finishes 3rd because I like Don.
Okay.
Don't get the tiebreaker.
I got I got Green Bay winning the division, 11 wins. It's another like prove it for Rodgers. Like, you know, how do I pick against him right now, even though he's shorthanded? So I'll give him 11. I got Minnesota right there. I got Minnesota with 10 wins. And then the drop off happens. Chicago is probably going to win like 5 games, and Detroit will win 3 or 4.
I got Minnesota at 10 winning the division. I got Minnesota at 10 win the division. I got Green Bay at 8 wins. I think they're one of the teams that takes a step back. Just I know Rodgers is Rodgers, but he doesn't. I think they're going to go through a Devontae Adams withdrawal. And what happens, you know what I mean, when your top wide receivers, Randall Cobb or Allen Lazard. I got then Detroit winning 5 games, and I got Chicago winning 4 games. I don't think Chicago's very good.
I don't think Chicago's very good.
I kind of feel bad for Justin Fields because I think Justin Fields is the one Ohio State quarterback that could potentially break that mold, but he's got no one to throw with. Like that meme, I know it was fake early. You know, I saw a couple weeks ago. He's like, I'm throwing to guys that wouldn't even be a 6 wide receiver at Ohio State.
Now, if you put Justin Fields on the Giants, you know, you do like there's a bunch of Washington, maybe, even though I think Washington's okay.
Good outing, Bailey.
If you put him on the Texans, if you put him on the Titans, like there's a lot of teams where it's like, oh, Justin Fields actually gets a chance. Unfortunately, he's on the Bears and he's throwing to Darnell Mooney and like a handful of other things.
Yeah, of course. It looks like he's hurt. Good job.
Yeah. NFC East. I got the Eagles winning 12. I got Washington winning 10. I have Dallas winning 8. And, the Giants might win one game. So they'll be up with the number 1 pick next year.
I have the Eagles winning 11. I have Washington winning 9 and making the playoffs. I have the Cowboys winning 8, and I have the Giants winning 5.
And for my order, not giving win totals, I got Eagles 1, Dallas 2, Commanders 3, Giants 4.
Eagles 11 wins.
Not good.
Washington 9 wins. Dallas 7 wins. And the Giants, Danny Dimes, wins like 3-4 games.
Giants won the division. I have. Oh wait, we got to do our NFC thing. That's right.
Yes.
Never mind.
I have the Rams.
He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
Fuck it. Rams up.
He wants to do it. He wants to do it.
Just when they think I'm out, I'm right back in. Pull me right back in. No, it's funny because when you look at it, there's like nothing. They're like,
there's a lot of mid. There's a lot of mid in here.
I mean, Tampa lost a lot of offensive linemen right now. That can't be good. They can't be good. So screw it. I don't think we're a title contender. I don't think all those things. But let's go. Eagles, Rams, NFC title game. This one's going to hurt the people though.
Giddy up.
I think we come up short.
All right, I got.
I think we come up. I think we come up short.
I have the Rams representing the NFC over the Birds in the title game. I think they'll fall just. It's going to be. It'll be very cool to see. You know, the Eagles making the title game, but I think the Rams. The Rams are too good right now, so I got the Rams representing the NFC.
Greg, go ahead.
I got just for symmetrical purposes. I got Eagles over the Bucks. Eagles over Tampa Bay. Say you can't read a defense.
What did you just say, dude? What did you just say?
What, symmetrical?
No, fuck your symmetrical. What did you just say?
Eagles over the Bucks.
Did you just have that?
Had Jalen Hurts beating Tom Brady. Yes.
Yes.
Here he goes.
Jalen Hurts
I can't.
Can read a defense
I
now.
know. I put him in a title game, Greg. I get it. I put him in a freaking title game. That's completely on me. I'm fully freaking responsible for the title game. Fully responsible, but I can't.
Oh, he's even got the shorts on.
First off, it's really hot out here.
Oh, it's branding 101. Come on now. It's not
Andre.
Fish Radio.
Feel like I've been working out a little bit. If you haven't, check the shorts out. You know what I mean? Little leg. Probably hit us on YouTube.
Oh, guys. Oh, I know what he's doing.
Great shorts.
The return of A2D swimming.
All right, I'm going to get ready for the basketball game. I'll be back.
The last time that happened was when somebody, Chuck, said Miles Sanders was the second best running back in football. Let's check on him. Is he here? Do we see movement? Is there movement?
I hear it. I hear him. We're good.
No, I think that's the splashes. I don't see him.
I saw a hand wave like a second ago.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
Oh.
Okay. Just checking on his well-being. That's all.
Yeah, I saw a hand wave. I think we're good.
Ted, you have to be there when it happened.
You know what's fun?
Good throw, Marshy.
Yeah, it was a good throw. So Tom had Eagles losing to the Rams in the NFC title game.
Yep.
Frank, you had the same.
Yes.
Greg, you followed it up with Jalen Hurts beating the GOAT.
Yes. Sends a goat off into retirement, and I'm in my Uggs. Thanks to Tom Brady.
I thought I was the only one that was going to be saying this, but I am in the same boat as Frank and Tom. I think we are going to go to the NFC title game.
Oh, boy.
Face the Rams. We're going to get blown to smithereens. We might lose by 40, but that's not the point. It's about the journey, not the result. There he is.
And there he is. Ted, you still had to be there when it happened.
We did it, boys. We freaking did it.
So.
Super Bowl bound. It's amazing.
We've come a long way.
Super Bowl bound. I just ran down Broad Street right there. That was equivalent to a few years ago, Greg. Right?
Done. I say this every year with any prediction show, with the Phillies, the Sixers. I'm sure the hockey guys do it with the Flyers, even though I wouldn't predict the Flyers to win anything right now. And I'll say with the Eagles. Now's the time where we could be happy. It can only go downhill from here, Don. Now's the time to bask in the happiness.
You know what's even better? Is we all said no to the poll, and me and Greg both said no. Well, no, Greg said yes on Sunday, but I said no on Sunday. We all said no, and then look at this. They pulled us right in. How was that? How was that dip?
It was phenomenal. Yeah, good splash too.
I hit it hard.
I'm sure it felt amazing.
It does, but the problem is he came with chemicals today. I still smell it. Now it's like 1 o'clock,
okay.
right? I still got the whiff of it, but it's 12:30 now. But I still smell.
They don't do salt down there?
No, we're not doing the salt. I don't know what the problem is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if I move down here, I'll get them. If I move down here, I got to get the salt going.
It was a 10, Tom. It was a 10.
Oh. A 10?
Yeah.
Nice. I think that pool's still going water-wise. Still shaking. Still shaking. I hit the good spot. I wasn't too in the real deep end. I was almost in the middle end.
Yeah, like the kind of ramp.
Yeah. So, all right. So, boys, I got the Bills winning the whole thing. I don't know if I got a chance to say that. Bills finally break their hump this year. Buffalo Bills, Super Bowl champions.
I have an all LA Super Bowl. And I have the Chargers. I'm telling you, I'm diving into the gates of hell. I'm picking the Chargers to actually win. I'm picking an all LA Super Bowl. That's just what I'm going to do with my life this year. It won't age well. Come back and just laugh at me in the comment sections on this show. But while
Ryan, because it's not a bold take. Sorry, it's not a bold take. Like when you're talking about the Chargers, it's not like you're saying the Jaguars are going to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
No.
Like you're putting your money on essentially on a really good football team that has all the pieces to do it. But do they get over their own little hump, right? And that's going to be the biggest question mark.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not going to tell you it's a hot take. Like I don't think it's a hot take at all.
It only is just because of the history that is the LA Chargers or San Diego Chargers or the fill in the blank Chargers, wherever they move to next. That's the basis of it. I have the team that was the most stacked roster in football that I think, in a way, you could argue did not get worse at all in the Rams, and a Chargers team that's been due for the last 5 years, even with Phillip Rivers, didn't have the quarterback for it. They have a stacked defense. That's the funny thing. I love their offense, and I think their MVP is going to be, their MVP. But I could argue their defense is actually their strength. It all comes down to that head coach getting the hell out of the way. That's it. Get out of the way. So
yeah, I mean, they got to figure out ways to close football games. Goisley, leave me alone. All right, I'm going to be 40 next month. I don't need to hear from you. You know what I mean? I don't need this shit. Okay. Why do you think I go hat all the time? All right. It knocks 5 years off my age. But I say that, and the problem is you hit 45. I think there's a point where you can't backwards hat anymore. There becomes a point. There comes a time in your life where, hey, got to go back to the front. You know what I mean? But listen, you all would beg when you start receding that you can still look this good with no hair. You all would beg for it because a lot of people got bad eggs. I know motherfuckers got bad eggs out there. I know you all know who you are, you bad eggheads. All right? Love you, Glizzy. Shut up, Don. Had enough of you, Don. All right? You're all freaking hard knocked up. You're hard as a rock over there. All right? Hard as a freaking Dan Campbell rock. Freaking probably snorting lines with Dan Campbell, Don.
Don, did you do
players
up-downs
only
with him?
Practices. Players only practice ran by Don.
Was that effing Caillou? Was that freaking Caillou?
Did you just
By the way,
play
Caillou's one of the most miserable shows ever. All
I
the
hate-
kid does is
I don't
complain.
even know what that is.
You'll
don't
find
know
out in a
what that
couple.
is.
You'll find out a little.
Don't show
Hopefully you
it.
don't, because he's miserable.
Don't show
No,
it.
that was my time. That was my time as a kid. Cass won't know.
No, we're not. Yeah, we're not watching miserable things. We're watching happy. We're watching sharing. We're watching caring, like Care Bears. You know what I mean? We're gonna be into the stuff that makes you a good person.
Now
gonna-
is Bluey
Yeah.
involved in
Caillou.
the playlists?
Bluey?
No, not
Bluey.
yet.
What about Franklin the Turtle? What about Franklin the Turtle?
No, he does love himself turtles. You know who his best friend is, though, honestly, on TV? The Geico, from the Geico insurance promotion. The
Good
Geico.
guy. I hear
Literally,
you.
dude.
Guy.
Dude, we played the boat one 27 times rewinds in a row. And he kept going. I'm like, do you want us to play it again? He'd be like, yeah. And he was go, yeah. And we'll play it again. And he'll start pointing. And then he'll start doing like lizard noises. He'll jump and go, I gotta get a video of it.
I think you need
Does
to
he
have
play with
a
the lizards
Gecko-themed
down there?
birthday party.
Has he seen the lizards
No, but
outside?
because they're all outside on the net, obviously. But
Yeah.
when we're in the pool, he's always pointing at him. He's like,
Yeah.
Oh.
and he's going, like a little lizard, like the lizard doesn't even make that noise, but that's the noise he thinks the lizard makes.
That's amazing.
Has he seen
Yeah, dude,
the,
he does some wild stuff.
Has he seen the Baby E-Trade commercial yet?
Oh God.
No,
Any,
The one from the Super Bowl?
no, because he does.
the old ones. I don't know if they're still on TV.
Yeah, I don't know if he's seen it yet.
Okay. Those are good. Those are good.
Because when we're when we go phone, I got YouTube Premium, obviously. Len does it,
Mhm.
so I got no ads going. So usually, but it's funny though. When he's on her phone and the ads come up, he literally takes the phone over to her and makes her skip the ad. It's hysterical. Yeah. Dude, got an ad here.
Just wait till he figures out how to skip it himself. It'll only be
Yeah,
another week, probably.
He does know how to skip himself. He just personally takes it to her. It's hysterical.
That's funny. Mom,
Yeah,
get this
dude's
shit
a-
off, Mom.
dude's
Mom, get this shit off.
Dude's a good time. Like the drive down, he'll almost yell out, yell but not yell, ah! And Len's like, all right, it's from her watch. So if she's sitting in the front, skip. He might be there. Listen, he might be. I'm not just saying it because he's mine. He's pretty freaking smarter than I am. So
Dang,
at
it's
1.5,
crazy how smart
yeah,
those
he's
kids
smart.
are these days.
Dude, it's like they get smarter and smarter,
Yeah.
younger and younger. It's weird. But they'll leave you with this. I mean, when you can have your wife at home with the kid early on, I think it's a big help for as much as possible, because I think they learn more than some jerk off maybe watching your kid. All right, so NFL awards. Josh Allen is my league MVP. Most improved player is going to be Baker Mayfield. I don't know how they do that award. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how they base that.
Comeback player or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's comeback. Yeah.
Yeah. Comeback. Most improved. I mean, I would like to say right here in Philly. Like, if we're going to an NFC title game per se, I think it's got to be Jalen Hurts as most improved. But it's weird because God.
I was going to say for comeback or most improved, whatever falls in that line. For Eagles, what about Brandon Graham?
He could be a comeback. I just don't believe after the Achilles it's possible. But I mean, it is 2022 medicine, so who freaking knows, right?
But yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong in your thought process, but I think if the Eagles are what we all think they're going to be based off the show, it's probably hard not to give it to the quarterback if he's the reason, right? You know what I mean? Unless of course, to your point, we had the number one defense in football.
Mm-hmm.
And Brandon Graham's got 30 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but everybody's point on shows before, right, boys, is a lot of people had him with over 4,000 yards throwing, right? Okay, if he's doing that, right, and he's rushing for 500-600, that means he's probably got like 30 plus touchdowns, like overall, right? And if we're going this far, and it's hard not to, I don't know, Sam, if it's an NFL award most improved. I think it is.
Most improved is NBA. Comeback is NFL.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which comeback I would have with Jameis, just because I have the Saints winning 9 games. Jameis has to be good.
Okay, and my comeback then is Baker Mayfield then.
Okay.
I guess it's sort of a comeback, right? I mean, he was hurt last year a little bit. He was banged up. I don't know. Is that fair?
100%. Listen, it's a comeback to relevancy. Absolutely, it is. It's absolutely
comeback to prove you're a starter, I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, offensive player of the year. Sorry, offensive player of the year.
Oh, here you go. Molly's got all of them.
I don't know. Offensive player of the year.
I'm going with one of the 2 Vikings players. I'm either going Jefferson or Dalvin Cook. Greg, Frank.
For my offensive player of the year, I mean, I'm gonna do some quotes from one of my favorite shows of the '90s. I'm gonna go Home Improvement, Jonathan Taylor.
My comeback player, and again, I don't know if it's going to be relevant because he wasn't hurt last year, but I'm going to go Russell Wilson. Was he hurt last year? He wasn't hurt last year, right?
Russell Wilson, he was out for like 7 weeks.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
the thumb.
So I'll go Russ, comeback player of the year.
Matt Stafford's my offensive player of the year, by the way.
Oh, I like that.
Damn you, Joseph. Damn you.
Shut your mouth, Joe, but I can see it happening. But shut your mouth.
We'll start off in week 2 on Monday Night Football or Sunday night, whatever the hell we face them.
Exactly, Ted. You had to be there. My comeback player of the year. I'm going to go, outside of offense. I'm going to go Chase Young as my comeback player of the year.
Okay.
Well, that's a mid-season comeback player of the year. I like it, though. He probably won't win it just because of the team that he's on. But defensive player of the year, I'll go Myles Garrett.
Okay.
I I mean, I don't have Cleveland being very good, so it's probably tough that he's going to win. But I think he's obviously up there. Obviously, as one of the top DNs.
Am I nuts for calling? Because
Yes.
right now, thank you, Greg. I have like my actual pick, and then I have like a wild card under it. I don't want to just say Aaron Donald because that's like, okay, Aaron Donald because he's Aaron Donald. Move on. My wild card is actually Khalil Mack. Is that stupid? Like he's on the Chargers.
Oh,
now,
you're all chargered up, but no,
they are
if
winning all the titles. They're winning it all.
My
if he's healthy,
my
though,
defense player of the year. My defense player is going to be Micah Parsons, though, regardless on what they do, because he's just all over the fucking field.
Yeah.
Look at Stan. Okay, Stan. Yep.
I kind of like TJ Watt on this one too.
Yeah, I mean, it's another terrible choice.
3 more.
Oh, Joseph.
Don, I'm shocked to hear you have defensive rookie of the year being Aiden Hutchinson.
Bust.
All right, who is your defensive rookie of the year? Well, I was going to go offensive rookie of the year first, but we can go defense.
I think I go offensive player of the year.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm thinking. So I don't think I gave MVP.
I mean, I got both my rookies for both offense and defense. So for my offensive rookie of the year, I mean, I got to go with Kenny Two Gloves on this one. And then defensive rookie, I'm going to stay in the North. I'm going to go Kyle Hamilton as my defensive.
Although that fits my narrative.
My defensive rookie of the year is going to be Trayvon Walker.
Ooh. I'll just give you both. My defensive rookie of the year, I'm going Sauce Gardner. I wanted so badly to put Jordan Davis. I just don't know how much he's gonna play, and it's tough for a tackle to do it. It's tough. Offensive rookie of the year, it's George Pickens. I think George Pickens. He's a monster.
MVP Josh Allen, offensive rookie of the year or offensive player of the year Justin Jefferson. Defense I said was Myles Garrett. Comeback Russell Wilson. Offensive rookie Malik Willis. And defensive rookie of the year I don't know. Hold on. I was doing so well.
Tom, while Greg's looking, did you give both of your rookies, Tom?
No, I'm thinking about my offensive rookie of the year. You know what? I'm going to go Jahan Dotson.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
I'm just gonna go like way outside the box, right?
Yeah,
like if I had them winning 10 games and winning more games than the Cowboys, I gotta have some things then like sort of match up and overachieve. I just think like we talked about last week, when you're playing with a true one, what I call top 15 wide receiver in football, which is a true one, right? You're in the upper echelon of the league when there's 32 teams, right? So if you're like 15th, you're still considered, in my opinion, a legit number one wide receiver. I think going there, having that as a rookie, and the way Carson likes to throw the deep ball, I just see a lot of big plays from him. I just see a lot of deep balls from him. And if that happens, he's going to win the offensive rookie of the year because he's probably going to have like 9. He might have 1,000 yards. He might just overachieve. But the Pickens one's where I was going to go. And you said Pickens because I like him. I think he's in a good spot that wide receivers succeed in. And I think Kenny has a good year. But since you went that way, I figured out shit. If I got Washington winning 10 games somehow, I gotta do something.
It's a really good
pick. Your comeback player to you. Yeah, your comeback. I mean, but that's my two. I forgot they got James Cook, Buffalo. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. No, they're loaded. Yeah.
By the way, Rod, you're Brandon Graham comeback player of the year plus 20,000, so it is on the list.
And for people at home, like I'm not predicting that. I was just looking for like, hey, if there's somebody on the Eagles to do it,
no,
Eagles going far, it might be him.
I'm going to adjust because Russ Wilson is not on this list that you could bet.
How is he not? How would he not be a comeback?
He's not. He's not on here.
Guy missed half a freaking year. Okay, that's fine.
But he's not going to be good. But he's just going to play a whole year. Or the team's not going to be good, but he'll play a whole year. I'll go Saquon for my comeback player of the year.
I have 2 more questions for you guys.
This is a joke, by the way, real quick.
Yeah.
So NFL Coach of the Year, you have Dan Campbell at plus 1,600.
Oh, we lost time.
Tommy leave.
You
have Nick Sirianni at plus 2,000. I mean, you want to talk about a group that is fired up on Hard Knocks? Jeez.
There he is. Oh. There you are. My 2 questions are.
Tommy, did you hear that?
Hear what?
So, Coach of the Year, they have Dan Campbell listed ahead of Nick Sirianni. Dan Campbell's plus 1,600. Sirianni's plus 2,000.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. I don't think there's a shot in hell Dan Campbell's winning Coach of the Year.
Like there's a bunch of guys ahead.
What are we going to give a Coach of the Year for a guy who wins like 6 games? Like, I mean, come on.
Well, give me your coach.
Brian Daboll's there.
Give me your coach.
You guys know my Coach of the Year. Yeah, it's Doug Peterson.
Dougie P. Plus 1,600 right there, third.
Greg, where's Kevin O'Connell? That's where I'm going.
Plus 1,600.
Okay.
He's in that same grouping. So that 1,600 grouping is Peterson, O'Connell, Dan Campbell, and Nathaniel Hackett. Who's that? Is that Denver?
Yep. That's Denver.
Yeah, he's not. You can wipe him out of that. He ain't winning.
And then the 2000s group is Mike McDaniel, Reich, LaFleur, Sirianni, Stefanski, McDaniels, and Shanahan are all at the plus 2,000.
McDaniel I have as the runner-up because I have, a Tua quarterback team winning 10 games.
I'm also leaning towards Mike McDaniel for Coach of the Year. I couldn't decide between McDaniel or Sean McDermott, but I like McDaniel more with that. So,
last question I have. Go ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
No, I didn't give my my defense. I'm gonna go.
Jesus, you're behind.
I'm so behind.
Jesus,
I'm gonna go. I don't want to go. I'm gonna go Thibodeau.
We just did Coach of the Year. Give me the first coach fired.
I know who you're going with.
Oh, Jesus.
He's one of the only ones that I think it can be, based off of my standings. It's Matt Rule.
Oh, okay.
Oh, where'd you think I was going?
Mike McCarthy.
Oh, I didn't even think of him. I forgot about Tom. That's you know what? I'm live on the air. I'm switching it. It's Mike McCarthy. No, that's a great one.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's Mike McCarthy. You caught me on that one, Tom. Matt Rule, you'll survive another couple weeks.
Man,
Jesus, how the hell did I forget about him? I hate that freaking guy.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning a lot towards McCarthy on this one.
The Matt Rule's not a bad spot. Even if you
it's not. I think Rule's like the favorite to be fired, and then McCarthy's number 2. That's the crazy part.
Cowboys fans agreeing with us. First coach first. He's in Dallas. Goodbye, please.
I mean, Philly's just laying it on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll say this.
For all those lost runs.
I'll go a little bold here. Maybe not. That might be the end of the year. I was gonna say Frank Reich in Indy would be another scapegoat if they don't come out and play well.
Mm-hmm.
If they miss the playoffs again, he's gone.
I just don't know if he's the first guy canned. Like somebody's gonna probably can somebody in season. Somebody's gonna play really bad football and can somebody. I don't know who that big underachieving team would be. You can make a case Matt LaFleur in Green Bay if they freaking stink.
Yep.
Yep.
It's because he's been there for a minute. They haven't got over the hump.
Richie MC, I think that falls more in line, Tommy, with end of season, but I could see Ron Rivera You know, as much as I think we all like him as a person and a coach, but again, if they underachieve again and can't get anything out of Carson,
But when they just say, I'm not, this isn't me sticking up for Rivera, but when they just be like, it's Carson, and he would be the scapegoat. I mean, I guess you can have two.
True.
I guess you could have two scapegoats, but it's like, I don't know how high their expectations are. I mean, you see that fan base, and I know it's for a lot of reasons, but everybody's pissed. Everyone thinks they're going to be bad. So I think their scapegoat is just, okay, we win 6 games, 7 games, even we missed the playoffs by a couple. All right, the quarterback sucks. We'll get one in the draft. Like, I don't know if they would go to like Rivera standards unless they have like 2 wins.
Yeah,
Seattle could can Pete Carroll throughout the year.
I was thinking, Tom,
should can him absolutely.
I was thinking that, but I'm like, why would you even go into the year with him then if you're going to can him?
I'll give you another one too. It's funny, like
like again, I think him and the other guy to me is Cliffy Poo out there in Arizona.
Yep.
I think Pete. I think if you look at like Rivera, Cliffy Poo, and Pete after the season or once their season is decided, I think those guys.
And Pete's earned it, Greg, to not get canned like in season to do a respectful way.
Like you guys in season are Rule and McCarthy. I like your LaFleur though, Tommy. I like your LaFleur if they take a step back, especially early on.
LaFleur and I really my one is McCarthy. I think McCarthy could be canned because I think they really underachieve, and if they do, he'll be the scapegoat because they owe a lot of money to their quarterback. Yep. So when in reality, I think the quarterback's the main scapegoat.
Yes.
If they, I think he's the main problem if they don't win, and they don't got an offensive line. They're trending the other way, but it's football. You never know.
And they're already tampering with Sean Payton. Payton's going to do the 1 year at TV, and then if there's a job opening, bang, he's right there in Dallas.
Who got hurt? Sosa.
Which is fine. I'm done. I'm done with him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, boys. Anything else?
No, sir.
No, I think we got it all.
Yeah, I got my fill. Go Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to go Herbert as my MVP, and that's it. So
feels good, doesn't it, Frank? Feels real good.
It does, but I don't have the Chargers winning at all, so I'm all Gucci here.
All right, boys. Like always, great freaking show. It's almost here. It's right. You can taste it. We're 10 days away now.
Happy September.
And happy September, everybody. 13 days away from turning 40. It's a scary time.
10 days away from the dreaded 30 for me.
It's crazy. You're 10 years younger than me. All right, boys. Great shit. Everybody out there, we can't thank you enough. You guys drive the show. 1 million comments. Most podcasts and live shows go like an hour. We're at 2:45 almost. And it's because of all the comments and you guys, being here. So if you haven't and it's your first time joining us, hit the like, hit the subscribe, stay around, turn some damn alerts on. We got shows every night here on A2D Radio. So, if we're not your cup of tea, you'll find somebody that is. And if you like to drink us, you're going to like to drink other guys too. I don't know what that means at almost 1 a.m, but it felt right. But if you love fantasy sports, FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports. Daily NFL contests coming up and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use our promo code A2D, and that gets you a free $50. Go download FanUp. We're on the Apple Store. And listen, leave it with this. Phillies is the kind of game you need to come out and play right now. After those 2 embarrassing losses, at least they woke up, came out. Everybody else won tonight, so you needed to win, and they came out and did it. And Falter did a tremendous job.
And here's this crazy thing. This just popped up from John Clark. So from the last 2 games, the Phillies got outscored 25-10, and now the Phillies have outscored the Diamondbacks 28-26.
Send me that, please, Frank. Thank you.
I just did.
Thank you.
Put up 18 freaking runs. It's amazing. So hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're brought to you by BetUS, and BetUS is the leading online sports book. They've been in the market for over 25 years. You can bet anywhere in the U.S. on everything. Use a promo code HUD, 125% sign-up bonus. And since we're giving, Manscaped, get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence. Use the right tools for the job. All right, weed whacker, lawnmower, ball deodorant, 2-in-1 shampoo, conditioner. They got body wash. I mean, what don't they have? They got boxers. I mean, goodness gracious. All right, you can change your whole life. Lip balm. You're literally changing your entire life just by using our promo code A2D at manscaped.com. And one more on our way out. Our friends over at Gleason's Bar, located at 6700 Mill Creek Avenue, Levittown, PA. Go check them out. Use our promo code A2D. You get 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or online. Gleason's Bar and Steaks.com is where you can find them. Or just walk on in. Say the boys from A2D sent you. Use the promo code. Do it. For Frank Vespi, Greg Mwakovic, Ryan Brodo, I'm Tom Arnone. No Ralphie, no Chrome, no Noah tonight. We'll see them boys next week. Next week's going to be aggressive. It is prediction time. And like always, we're going to be giving out money for people that nail it. You nail the score. Offense player of the game's a tiebreaker. You guys know the deal from every other year. So get ready to win some money and drop some Venmo accounts or cash apps, and 17 weeks to clean up. Plus, we're going all the way to the NFC title game. We're out of here.